Appreciate the $5. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Thank you for the little crown.
I'm 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do. I do, yes.
And why is that?
Well, actually, I should clarify. I support three main issues of his, and I will admit that it's been kind of hard in recent times to be
Actually,
a
let me
Trump supporter.
let me clarify one more thing. Like, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
I would still vote for Trump.
Okay, so like, why would that be the case?
Three main issues, like I said, his policy on the border, as well as his policy for international. It's foreign relations. Yeah, his policy for foreign relations, and I would say it might be crazy, but I think he does have our economy headed in the right way. I get it. I saw the smirk. I think he knows what he's doing.
Well, I think both of the things that you said are ridiculous. Like, foreign relations are definitely worse, and our economy is worse, right? And they're oftentimes interrelated because of Donald Trump's tariff policy. But I mean, the foreign relations, we can go over that as well. What point of his foreign relations are good?
Um, I do agree. I'm sure we would both agree that we have harmed our relations with traditional allies. But I like how he handles, and this is true for his 2016 stint as well. I like how he handles relations with our enemies and how he treats our enemies with the respect and holds their feet to the fire in issues that Democrats have refused to do, especially during Biden's
Okay, so how
presidency.
well is he done with Putin?
I would say he's done rather well so
Really,
far.
really, really. He's funding. He
Yeah,
started funding Ukraine again. He put us in a worse position because
I
he thought he could possibly get a deal done with Putin, which he got nothing. He said he could get a deal done in 24 hours. He didn't get anything. He got conned by Putin.
I, I do disagree on us sending funds to Ukraine. However, it's not Trump's fault that Putin refuses to play ball. Trump put the ball on the
Wait, yes, it
field,
is.
and Putin refused to play.
Wait, yes, it is, because it is the case that Zelensky told him this was going to happen. The Democrats told him this was going to happen. Kamala Harris at the debates told them this was going to happen. And what happened? She gets to say, "I told you so" to him, right? Because he was fucking wrong. And now that led to Ukraine being in a worse position in defending their country. And now he's funding them again. I thought we gave them too much money. What happened to that?
If I'm completely honest, I think we just cut and run out of this whole situation. I don't think we should have our nose in Ukraine to begin
Then
with.
why did Trump increase funding again?
Again, I do disagree with that. I think that is absolutely
And
ridiculous that we
what's
send
your
them money.
position on Donald Trump bombing Iran?
I disagree with that as well. I disagree with that as well.
So is he really like being isolationist, or is he being expansionist? Because he often like fighting on behalf of Israel is expansionist. They offensively, right? We're attacking
I
Iran.
agree with how he was handling the Israel situation until Israel or wrongfully dragged us into a potential conflict. I think that was ridiculous.
Okay,
That is unfair to the American people.
but Donald Trump did that.
He did agree to go in with Israel, but
They bombed
I
them
still
themselves.
think yes, I still think his handling of specifically the Hamas situation is I agree with that specific. Everything that I disagree with him recently has been recent.
You
Like
agree
most
with you agree with how Israel is starving
handling
Palestinians?
Hamas, I sure do. Yes,
They're actively in like starving Palestinians right now. People are dying. You know that, right?
yes,
Israel is limiting fucking supplies from going in. You support that? You support mass
I do.
starving
Yes,
the Palestinian people.
not mass starving.
That's what's happening
I
right
don't.
now.
You're
It's mass
you're hung
starvation.
up on the starving. I mean,
What do
at
you
the end of
mean?
the day, war's war. You got to fight
No,
war.
no, no, no. That's war
War's war.
crimes. That's a war crime. You cannot starve a civilian population. That's a war crime.
They started it. Israel
No,
started
no.
it.
The Palestinian population, the children, did not start it. They're fucking dying. Children are dying because of this mass starvation. That is a war crime. You're advocating for war crimes right now. You know that, right? You're literally
I'm not
arguing to
advocating.
starve civilians.
I'm not advocating for war crimes. I'm
Do
just
you agree
saying
that starving civilians
that-
is wrong?
Yes.
Okay, so Donald Trump, right, in support of Israel, are starving Palestinians right now. You know that, right?
But you do realize that the supplies being sent in, only a small percentage of them are going to go to those civilians. Most of them are going to go and fund
The food.
the people
The
actually
food's going to go to
fighting.
Hamas? Is that
If
your
you're fighting,
argument?
you
Is
gotta
that
eat.
your, dude?
If
no,
you're
no,
fighting,
no.
you gotta
Stop,
eat.
stop lying. Stop lying. Stop saying we're not going to let fucking food trucks in and water in because it is the case that Hamas is going to steal it. It's food and water. We're talking about aid. Why is it the case that Israel is preventing, right, literally aid, food and water from going in? Explain that. That's not supplies they can use for weapons. That's food and water. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying they can shoot weapon or shoot hamburgers.
Yeah, and then when they're
I'm
going for the
saying-
aid, they're shooting Palestinians. You know that, right? They're shooting them.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So the little aid
I
that they
believe-
do let through, when Palestinians go get the aid, they get shot at.
Now, I do disagree. That's just an overt war crime. That's not. There is not even any covering that up.
Yeah,
But
this is why I'm fucking responding this way, because this is literally on the internet. You can see the information. It's publicly available. You cannot deny this. Like, this is actively, right, mass starvation being caused by Israel. Mass starvation. That's ridiculous. And unacceptable. That's totally unacceptable, okay? Like, we have to be very clear. Like, the fact that you would even, like, teeter on supporting that, right, either has to mean that you're so wildly misinformed or you're insane. Like,
Well, let me clarify, because I don't want you to think I'm insane. I don't want anybody to think I'm crazy. Let me clarify by saying, under no circumstance should civilian populations or kids be being shot or starved. We can agree on that, correct?
yeah, those are war crimes,
Under no
right?
In any war, it's been a war crime since World War II, the Geneva Conventions. It's a war crime.
Yeah,
We all
I mean,
know
I would
this.
consider them war crimes prior to that point. That's just when we designated it, like, through a legal,
Yes,
like a
yes.
legal organization or
we
body.
put it on paper.
We put it on paper,
Yeah.
yeah, but prior to that, there were war crimes that happened that in that same sort of fashion. And again, right, this is why people are saying there's an active genocide happening in Gaza. And the fact that people are still, like, on the internet supporting of it, I think is insane. I think it's an insane position. We're talking about mass starvation. We're talking about children being shot. We're talking about the entire community being blown up, okay? City blocks, communities destroyed, turned to rubble, okay? That's what's happening, and
Which
that's you can't
have
support
to admit. You have to admit, I can't. You're right. I can't support the complete destruction of a society. However, you have to admit Hamas is also playing dirty. They are they're hiding in tunnels with hostages. You know, I mean, at a certain point, you got to look at it and go, well, maybe it's 70% Israel's fault and the rest Hamas's fault. You know,
that.
I mean,
wait. You can acknowledge that Hamas has done wrong things while also acknowledging that Israel has done wrong things and
Yeah.
actively is to an extremely greater extent. Right? You have to be able to
At no
acknowledge that.
point.
You have to be able to
Yeah, at
acknowledge
no point am
that
I
Israel is the
saying-
one with the power in the situation, and they are actively starving the Palestinian population.
Well, obviously, Israel's the one with the more power in this situation. I don't.
Yeah.
If you look at a map, you can tell that by just looking
They're
at
the
a map.
occupying power. You can't starve a population that you're occupying. That's a war crime. They're actively genociding
think-
Palestinians.
I think we're arguing around the central point here, and I feel like we both agree. If I'm honest, I feel like we both agree. I just came off a little strong in one direction that I didn't mean to necessarily
Well, like,
come off.
if we're agreeing, that means that, like, no aid to Israel. Right? We're not helping Israel. We're also going to condemn them on an international stage, recognize the Palestinian state, and actively fight for secularization. You know, right? Instead of there being like ethno-states. You know, secularization.
Do you agree? Or I should ask this question to judge if we are on the same page here. Do you think that Palestine should be in control of all of that territory or not?
I think there should be I believe ideally in a one-state solution where there is a state where people can live in that is secular, right, democratic, and that is, you know, recognizing equal rights. I don't believe in like
in
a Jewish supremacist state. I think that's incredibly fucking crazy.
in an
I
ideal
don't believe in
world,
ethno states. I think that's fucked up. And I believe in like secular, democratic, multicultural, and multiracial and multi-ethnic societies. Push the galaxy. Thank you so
I
much.
do as well. And in an ideal scenario, that would be what we do for that region. Not we, but that would be what they have to come to for that region. I agree
Yeah, that's like
that
the
it shouldn't be
ideal.
run by one group or another. But if we have to be honest, if we have to be realistic here, what's better? One side taking the victory, or them coming to a compromise on this issue? And I feel like there is going to be no compromise reached if we send in the cavalry for Hamas. Do I think we should withhold aid? No.
No, wait, we're not
Like
talking
all
about.
aid?
Wait,
No.
wait, wait. We're not talking about. What do you mean the cavalry for Hamas? We're talking about the stopping of
Or
the
not the
sort of
cavalry,
starving of
but
Palestinians, civilians.
yeah. Sending in. We shouldn't send in mass amounts of uh, food or water. We should be
What?
sending in water, and yeah, I don't think we should send in mass amounts, like enough to feed an entire country.
That's mass amounts.
Because I'm saying enough to feed like an entire. We should be
Wait, are you
sending
gonna
in.
calorie count them?
No, but
Then
I'm
so like
saying
how
we need
much are
to.
you should then what do you mean? Like I'm confused. Why are you like why are you not allowing any?
I'm not
Why
saying.
why is it the
Okay, I
case
think
that they're even not allowing some food or water?
I think I'm doing it again. What I'm trying to say is we shouldn't be wasting money on sending in resources. We should all first of all, everybody should be made to chip in if we're going to chip in. Say it's not about Israel's right or Hamas is wrong in this given scenario. It's about we shouldn't just be throwing money at foreign issues hoping they solve themselves.
Wait,
Right?
then why are we throwing money at Israel to literally fucking like slaughter and starve Palestinians?
I thought we just agreed that we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be giving Israel any money.
So again, right? Again, you should be okay with foreign assistance to help people who are actively being mass starved, right? Again, the issue isn't necessarily the money to provide the aid; it's that the aid is not being let in, and that's what needs to be understood. It's not the money to provide the aid; it's to let the aid in the very first place. Right? Like we have to be able, like we could, fund as much aid as we want, and it will sit there and it will rot because Israel's not letting it in.
Yes, we agree that is an issue. Yes,
Okay.
money should not be going to waste in any shape or form, and people should not be allowed to starve in any shape or form. We do agree on that.
Okay.
I just feel like we shouldn't be throwing money at anybody, and I believe I'm more of an American first kind of guy.
Okay, so then let's talk about that. Let's talk about like what it means to be America first. When you're saying you're America first, are you advocating for like universal health care programs or child care programs or expanding like access to education K through 16 rather than just K through 12?
I believe we should take all the money we're sending everywhere else and invest into programs like that. Yes.
Okay, so those are social democratic policies, liberal policies that Donald Trump is
yes.
actively like not advocating for and is actively trying to undermine our ability to be able to.
That's why I
reach.
said that my biggest three things were how he's handling the border and our forest relations and our economy. Our economy
I just want to.
is still.
So it sounds like you hold more
okay.
liberal views on the economics. So it doesn't sound like you agree with Trump's economic policy, really.
Well, I believe in a free market, an uncontrolled free market.
So an open border?
Is that? No, that is not a free market.
That is a free market. Did you know that? Did you know that a border restriction, a limiting of people going into a certain area, is a restriction on the free market because you're restricting the flow of labor between areas? That's a regulation on the free market.
Yes, it is a regulation on the free market, but when I say free market, I don't mean let's go hog wild, guys. I don't mean let's. The disillusionment of a border means the disillusionment of a state, and I like the U.S. I'm not trying to just have us disappear. Like
Wait, you can have open borders while still having a state. For example, right? States within our country have open borders for within the context of the state, yet it still is the case that they have borders. You can go freely between them, but they still have borders. They still have a state.
All of our states pledge allegiance to the federal government, and in recent years we've become extremely over centralized. So therefore, borders don't matter as much with the states. Mexico, however, does not pledge allegiance to our federal government, nor do we have any jurisdiction in Mexico
Okay,
or
I'm confused.
any
What the point is.
other countries affected.
I'm not arguing for an open border. I'm just saying that, like, you again, having an open border doesn't mean a dissolution of the government or the state.
Opening up our borders on any side, and that's not just southward, would mean yes that our ideals and our American way of life would be being threatened. Yes, by outside influences. I mean, think it's not okay. So it's not the people coming over the border seeking a new life in the States that I have a problem with. Nobody has a problem with that. And if you have a problem with good people trying to come over here and get jobs, then you're the problem. I have a problem with people being sent from our ideological adversaries coming through the border and actively working to discourage our way of life.
Okay, so like, what certain way of life are you referencing? Are you referencing people who undermine our rule of law, our court system, our democratic values, our constitution, our immigration processes?
It's more so that if you look at the southern border and it's how easy it is to get in, you have operatives from China, Russia, these places coming in, and what they're doing is they're buying up land, they're taking the money we give them, and they're voting. And they're slowly changing our political sphere.
How do you know who is an operative?
Well, if you look at a picture, and listen, this is going to sound a little off, but if you look at a picture of a bunch of people coming up from the southern border, who do you expect to see? You expect to see Mexicans, Guatemalans, Colombians. If you see a bunch of Chinese people coming over, I don't think they're from those countries seeking asylum. I think they were sent by China. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be realistic here. We have to live in a realistic world.
No, that's ridiculous. To say that everyone who's coming from China, right, because they're going through the southern border is like an operative from the fucking government of China is disgusting. And that same type of justification was used specifically, right, towards Japanese Americans, right, to send them to internment camps in America. That's why this type of reasoning is so fucking disgusting and horrible, because the same very reasoning has historically been used to discriminate and harm Japanese Americans in this country. Don't use that same reasoning again to subjugate Chinese Americans to that same ill treatment.
But see, that's not the thing. I'm not arguing for subjugation. I'm arguing for returning. We don't need to. We need to treat them. We need to treat them fairly, but we need to send them home.
Wait, why not have them go through a vetting process by giving them a pathway to citizenship? Listen here.
That is,
if they're a quote unquote operative, well then they wouldn't go through our legal processes if it is the case that they're able to stay in the country as so long as they haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime. If they specifically were an operative, they couldn't do that, right?
You have to do that from your own country. You have to apply for citizenship and go through those.
No, for example, but if you're already in the country and you haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime, you should be given that pathway to citizenship so that we can incentivize you to have documentation.
Well, the problem is they've broken a law.
So is Donald Trump. He's a convicted criminal held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman that pardoned violent rioters on January 6th, right? That literally were convicted of it and admitted it to themselves. If you cared about like violating the law, you wouldn't have voted for such a candidate.
Well, the laws broken are a little different, and it is arguable, and I would say obvious that the judge that convicted him was pretty biased, and as well as
what judge?
I mean, it was a show pony trial to let's all hate him.
Which trial are you referencing?
The one with Trump back in gosh, what year was it? That everybody got all riled up about.
Which one?
That you're referencing now.
I referenced multiple.
All. I mean, I can't. It's been a while. since I've thought about.
Are
that.
you referencing the felonies, the fraud? Are you referencing the sexual abuse? Or what are you referencing? Because I mean, there are so many different cases against Donald Trump that I don't even know which one you're referencing.
I would say all of the above. I mean, they're pretty they're pretty biased. I would say
So can you name one of the judges in those cases? Name a single judge in any of those cases. Name their name.
Again, it's been a while. I can't.
Okay, so he got a violation for civic and election. I can't speak. Civic and election integrity. So I have to go on to the next person. Diabolical takes. So let's go on to the next person. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio as well as the description, the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. I should be live for another hour and 30 minutes or so, at least. So we will get some debates going. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 21.
What's your birth year?
2004.
What state do you live in?
I don't live in America, but I do have one thing to say. The FBI is moving to New...
Okay, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. I might do the same thing as Dean, where I have just like the rules where I put them on the screen. Where I like put the text out and do that. That might be smart. I got to set it up sometime here soon. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20?
Do you support Donald Trump?
Every other day.
Alrighty. I'm gonna say thank you to some people. I'm gonna catch up on some donos, and then we're gonna go on to some debates. Everyone, give me 1 second. MOV, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, MOV. Give me some W's for MOV in the comment section right now for the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Katie and Zara, thank you so much for the 10 pounds. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section right now? Rachel, thank you so much. I appreciate the $1. And Rachel, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Mojo, thank you for the 5 pounds. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Feisty, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Silent with the $20. Thank you so much, Silent. I really appreciate it. Rachel with the $2. Nicole, thank you so much for the $5. Kathy with the $50. Thank you so much, Kathy. Can we get some W's for Kathy in the comment section for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat as well? Matt, thank you for the $5 from Taylor Swift in the DNC. MOV again, thank you so much for the $50 again. Thank you so much, MOV. Can we get some W's for MOV in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, MOV. Colin, thank you for the $5. Greg with the $5. Thank you so much. Don's with the $5. Mental, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone. I think I'm caught up on YouTube. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate all the support. Lila, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Let me catch up on Cash App. Katie, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you. Louisa, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Louisa. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Louisa. Thank you. Sid with the $40 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, just a heads up. I sent a message about the aid ship to Gaza, but YouTube blocked what? Even super vague ones. If you ever want to direct people to take action, it's freedomflotilla.org. Yeah, what the hell? That's so fucking crazy. It has info plus email templates to contact representatives. Yes, freedomflotilla.org, everyone. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate that. Thank you. W's for Sid in the comment section right now. And Callie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you. And keep advocating for Palestine. So discussing that Israel's blocking aid and starving them. Literally, though. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Kenzie with the $5. Thank you. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
More the MAGA movement itself, but Trump involved in that, yeah.
Okay. So to clarify, like you would vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris if you could go back in time with the knowledge that you have right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Why so?
I like a good amount of stuff in the bill that just recently passed. I'm a fan of his immigration policy. Additionally, I think the tariffs are a good long-term thing as well.
Immigration policy and tariffs. Oh, what is a tariff?
What is a tariff? It is enforced, whatchamacallit, the rate. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to describe. You describe it for me, and then we can talk about it.
I got you. So a tariff is a tax on an imported good.
Yeah,
Yeah. So if a tariff is a tax on an imported good, who pays that tax?
the consumer at the end of the day. Yes.
Yeah, it would be the consumer because it's the American business that passes down that to the American consumer, which will have a regressive negative impact because consumers, right, disproportionately, people who spend their money on consumer goods are people who are lower income. They spend a greater proportion of their income on consumer goods because of cost of living, right? So if that same thing is true, well, then what you're doing is you're doing a regressive tax, one that disproportionately harms the working class Americans.
My argument for that would be it helps drive certain businesses and certain products back to being produced in the United States, which those products would not have the tariff.
But it would still be at a higher price for the American consumer, given it is the case that the cost of production is higher in the United States. And CEP, thank you so much for purchasing the membership subscription. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, the price might be higher, but then again, it creates more American jobs, so the GDP of the average American should go up.
The GDP of the average. Wait, say that one more time.
So yes, the prices might go up, but as there's more jobs, then the average wealth, I should say, of the American should increase, and they should have more money to pay the higher prices.
No, wealth will not increase. GDP actually declines, given that there's an imposition of tariffs.
I'm just saying, in the hypothetical, right? That let's just say whatever business comes back to America or whatever product, right? In some sort of mass quantity. If now you have to have the factories or whatever to produce that product in America, that creates more jobs, which helps put more money in the pockets of Americans.
So you say it creates more jobs, but actually overall it decreases how much those goods are actually like bought by consumers because of the increased price, along with the fact that it increases the cost of production for American goods because they rely on aspects of the production process that come from countries around the world. Appreciate the hat mustache, thank you. Along with the fact that it's harming the consumers. I'm confused. What about tariffs are redeemable here? It's higher prices for consumers. It doesn't lead to higher wages, right, in America. Right, if you actually look at it, there's no good evidence indicating that because what you're doing is you're forcing people into conditions in which there wasn't profitable labor otherwise.
I'm not saying it increases the wages. I'm saying that it increases employment.
Well, then why are we seeing unemployment decrease or increase? Sorry.
Well, that's actually a great question. I think a big portion of that, and that's a whole other, I don't even think it's political debate, but AI technology is just increasing what companies are able to do without as many people in the workplace. I don't know the solution to that issue. I don't know if you have one either.
Can you explain to me how that's changed between January 2025 and now?
Yeah, AI technology is constantly evolving. I mean, the companies themselves are figuring out how to make the technologies more so they don't have to rely on outside third-party AI services. So they can
clarify, you think the increase in the unemployment happened not because of the tariffs, but because of AI?
I think it's definitely a contributing factor. I wouldn't blame it all on that.
No, it's not even a relevant point to bring up in that amount of months.
You don't think so?
It would not affect the unemployment rate, no.
I disagree with that statement. I mean, I don't know.
No, we're talking between the months of January and August, right?
Yeah. Again, maybe something's not coming across right in this, but I mean, I know currently unemployment, what was it, announced today? Something like 4.2%. I know we're getting a little off topic, but the college graduate unemployment rate is something like 6.8% right now. So it's showing that those traditionally white collar jobs are kind of. Okay,
answer this question. Why wasn't that? Why? So you're saying that the unemployment rate is only going up because of the fact that there was
not only.
Okay, so just partially. Mostly, is it explained by the tariffs?
I don't think so.
Okay, so then, do you think the tariffs led to the decrease in real GDP?
I haven't looked at real GDP. I'm not gonna lie. In a little bit, how much has it decreased since tariffs came along, or since he took office, or something like that? I'd be curious to know.
Repeat that one more time.
How much has it decreased? I haven't looked.
It went
GDP
down.
is
It went
right.
down 0.5%. It was increasing at around 3% per quarter, right? And then it went down to negative 0.5%. And then it's recently just gone, because again the tariffs are paused, gone back up to 3%. But that was again after the fact that there was a decrease, right? And we would have seen an expected multiple percentage points growth.
Well, that's good to know, and I appreciate the information. At the end of the day, I appreciate you just talking with me. I want to learn more and things along those lines, and respect everybody in the chat. I'm not trying to offend anybody with anything I say. So, but yeah, I think on the line of that, I think maybe just more time for those tariffs to take effect and hopefully move some business back into America. But we might just agree to disagree on some of that stuff. I'd like to move on to some other issues if you'd like to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I actually think there's some good stuff in the big beautiful bill. I like the child tax credit in the Trump accounts. I also know through FSAs it's increasing how much you can put towards child daycare, which I think is good for the families across the United States with children. What else do I like about it? Well, I guess what do you not like about it first?
Yeah, it decreases after-tax income for the bottom 20% of income earners while giving massive tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires. That's quite literally taking money from the poor and giving to the rich. And the child tax credit increase that you're referencing, even taking into account that still happens into the context of this bill, like it takes from the bottom 20%, gives to the top 1% mainly. And the child tax credit increase from 1,000 to 2,000, although it's good in isolation, right, would have been even higher under the Biden-Harris administration, or the Harris administration, Harris-Walz, given that she was advocating for $6,000 for the first year of a child's life, $3,600 to them being 5 years old, $3,000 to them being 18, which is much larger than the $2,000 under the Biden-Harris or under the Trump administration.
Okay, I would kind of like to go back to those points, but how were you saying that how disproportionately does the tax affect that lower income class?
Hundreds of dollars decrease in after-tax income, according to the Congressional Budget Office, per individual.
And do you think that income is not, what's the word? I get because obviously the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime kind of helps towards those kind of things. And I know a lot of tipped workers tend to be in that lower income class. Does that not help, I guess, negate it?
What? Repeat that?
So I'm saying lower income workers tend to be, or tipped workers tend to be lower income workers. So I'm saying things like no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, does that not help negate sort of the quote unquote increased tax on those individuals?
I didn't follow. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to phrase it well here. I've had a long day myself, but so let's just say someone's making what, 40K a year or whatever, and they're getting taxed more now. So let's say it goes down to 38,000 a year. But if they're no longer being taxed on the tips they're receiving on top of that income, doesn't that help negate what's taking them down to 38,000? Like now that they're not being taxed on tips.
Did you understand that I said after tax income? So I'm taking into account the entire effect of the bill.
Okay. Oh no, I did not hear you say that. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, for sure. It also add $3.4 trillion to the debt.
Yeah, that's where I hope the tariffs long term have some help on the economy and trying to, help create more jobs, which gives more money to spend, things like that. That's what I'm hoping for with it. But I guess time will tell in some of that aspect.
Yeah, so you just saying time will tell isn't a reason to dispute that this is harming working class Americans. It's harming people in need. It's taking from the poor, giving to the rich. It's reverse Robin Hood. You know that, right?
I guess I don't understand how it's taking from the poor. Can you get into that a little bit for me?
Yeah, again, taking money from the poor by decreasing after-tax income for the bottom 20% of income earners and giving tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah, I guess I just have to look more into it because I have nothing to refute those facts at the time. So,
okay.
Yeah, I guess I concede for now, and hopefully long term. Well, either I could look up something, or long term, I hope that the tariffs and things like that prove me wrong, or prove you wrong.
Yeah, go ahead and look into that, and I would love to see a response after that because I don't think that's I mean, like, if it was the case that he was taking money from the poor and giving it to the rich, would you stop supporting him?
See, I'm I'm an HR guy, so income, or I guess base salary, isn't everything to me, but obviously a large part. I just wonder what other things, or I guess social support, which I know you're going to get into certain stuff with that now, but I guess what other things could supplement it based on what else is happening in the economy or through other legislation.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me.
That's what I guess I'm asking you.
Or like,
Like,
what are Democrats doing better? Or are you asking me for or an argument for your own position?
No. Like, what are Democrats doing better?
Yeah, so like an increase to child tax credit, $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers for new homes, $2,000 cap on pharmaceuticals out of pocket, expanding access to the ACA and Medicaid and Medicare. Right, those are specifically to ensure that people have adequate access to health insurance.
So, not to kind of flip the script, but with the housing thing, isn't that just the same argument you were making against me with the tariffs? Isn't that just going to increase the price for house buyers?
It's actually purposeful for new houses, and it will only increase it for new houses to help stimulate suppliers to build more housing in places where people will want to live, which will increase the supply of already built homes, which will decrease the price for already built homes. And it won't make it more expensive for people who are buying new houses themselves in terms of affordability, because it is the case that they'll get the tax credit to compensate for the increase in price.
Are you saying the price is only for houses that are like being built new, or for first-time home buyers, even if the house is old?
First-time home buyers for new homes. New homes.
So they have to be like newly constructed.
Newly constructed homes, yes. To
Okay.
to incentivize the construction and development of homes. That's why
Okay, see-
that's why the tax credit increasing the price for newly constructed homes is actually an important aspect of it, because if you know in economics, as you increase the price for a particular good, it increases how much supplied for that good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. Yeah, the part of specifically about new construction is not something I ever read up on, so that's good to know. Yeah, I appreciate you help informing me along the way.
Also,
I mean,
she also supported no tax on tips.
yeah, well, come on. That was after the fact. It was after Trump supported it, but
And that was after Bernie did.
I'm not informed on Bernie at all. I'll tell you that much.
Well, like if Harris got it from Trump, then Trump got it from Bernie.
No, fair enough. I was just making a funny stab at it there. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, somebody first. What was my other thing? Immigration. I would love to hear why you think. Okay. My initial stance on immigration was I thought he was going to do really great things. I think he has gone a little overboard. I'm not a fan of kind of the mass executive order things that he's been doing. But I think in concept, mass deportation is a good thing.
Concepts? Now, explain to me, in what specific way is mass deportation good?
I think mass deportation, let me phrase my words right here. I don't want to sound, I love all people. I'm not hateful towards any group. I just think it sends a good message of trying not to come into the country in a legal way. I think that's a great sign because we can't afford to house people coming here illegally.
Okay, so your whole reason for wanting
Not
to
whole, but a
engage
large
in
part
mass
of it.
deportation is to disincentivize people to come here undocumented. You know, you could also disincentivize people to come here undocumented by providing legal pathways that are quicker, safer, and faster.
I would love
said
that. I
faster
haven't heard a
twice.
plan.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a plan on either side to do that, though.
Yeah, they want to make it quicker, safer, and faster for people to get here. Democrats have been advocating that for decades, right? And we still specifically have Republicans disagreeing with that.
I haven't heard the plan, and I guess that's like, what are the steps? What's the process?
What are the steps in the process? The steps in the process to make it quicker are to hire more immigration judges, specifically to like let the immigration system go faster. It's to specifically hire more processing for vetting, like it's infrastructure for for getting more people to be able to go through the system and be vetted, essentially.
Yeah,
So
That's-
it's
if we
just
can
judges
find
and
the-
vetting individuals.
yeah. If we can find the right financial support for that, I'd be all for that. Question is,
Yeah,
where does the money come from? At times,
$130
but-
billion we're putting into ICE in the next 5 years. Let's take that and put it into faster immigration processes, because it will be easier for law enforcement to identify anyone who's coming to the country for nefarious reasons, committing violent crimes or bad crimes, if it is the case that there's practically no one coming to the country who hasn't committed a violent crime or bad crime because they're all going through the legal process instead of going through the process undocumented. If they're all going through the legal process and they're documented, if they haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime, because we gave them an incentive to actually do that, it makes the job easier for law enforcement. And then I don't want as much money on law enforcement.
Yeah, I don't watch you too often. You agree those individuals should be deported, obviously, right?
If you've committed a violent crime or bad crime, you should be deported on the condition that you're going to be put in a prison in another country.
Cool. Just making sure. Yeah, no, see, I guess I just haven't heard the plan on, using, whether it comes from ICE or something else, using those dollars towards hopefully improving the steps and processes in order to support legal immigration. I haven't heard that on either side. I really haven't.
Democrats have been advocating for that. Kamala Harris was advocating for that. So was
I guess I just asked, where do you even hear this from? Because every time I turn on the news, whatever side it is, it's just bashing the other side. Even if we're reading stuff.
I just don't think that's true. Like, if you looked at what Kamala Harris was talking about, she constantly was talking about what she supports and what she was looking for in terms of the country and what her plan was. I oftentimes think that she didn't put enough pressure on all the bad aspects of Trump.
Really?
I mean, she mentioned that he was held civilly liable of sexual abuse once.
I also just don't think it took her months to even come out with some general policy. That was part of it. You couldn't even get informed in time.
It wasn't months. What are you talking about? She had 107 days to run. It didn't take her months. She had policy incredibly quickly. Donald Trump, 9 years into running for president of the United States, had concepts of a plan for healthcare. What's his healthcare plan?
Donald Trump's healthcare plan?
Yeah.
Is it any different from our current private insurance system?
So he doesn't have one.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the current private healthcare system.
You don't? Even though there's 45 to 68,000 American lives that are lost every single year due to lack of health insurance? Even though there's 137 million Americans that are struggling with medical debt? Even though there are people dying right now because it is the case that they can't get access to care, they can't afford care?
My question is, where do we get the money?
Again, if we look at, there's a Yale study I can send you. We would save $450 billion a year for Medicare for All. That's providing dental, that's providing typical healthcare, that's providing preventative healthcare, that's providing mental health care. All of that, no copays, no deductibles, no premiums. Paid for through the context of the government because it's insurance to the government without a profit incentive, whereas otherwise you'd be paying the private company to do that. And they have a profit.
Would that give the same exact medical benefits to everyone?
What do you mean? Obviously some people would benefit from some things comparative to others, but everyone would have everything covered.
My thought process is that the universal healthcare system would be weaker in the sense that individuals that need lots and lots of healthcare wouldn't have the same access in terms of highest care of quality
they would be able to get access to it. If you are in need, right, of care and you need more care, you will get more care. It's just that there's no copays, no deductibles, no premiums.
Yeah. My thought process is, isn't the quality of care going to take a significant hit if everyone has access?
Actually, if we look at countries with universal healthcare systems, they have better average health outcomes. Actually, we incentivize people to be more healthy because it is the case that they have preventative health care taken care of. Think about it this way. You're more likely to develop chronic disease in the long run if you don't get preventative checkups. If you can't afford preventative checkups, and you're more likely to develop chronic disease in the long run, you not having health insurance increases the likelihood that you're going to die. So more people die who can't afford health insurance. Due to something that we could have prevented by literally providing access to health insurance to everyone and ensuring that as a baseline standard of care.
So when you're saying, where does that $450 billion come from? Is that from just cutting private health insurance immediately? That comes right through?
So you know how there's for-profit health insurance companies between you and your doctor?
Yeah.
Instead of the health insurance companies being run through a for-profit model so that the fucking profits are sent to corporations and to shareholders, that money, right, is controlled directly by the government, right, to specifically run the insurance, to then pay, right, particular providers. You decide to go to a doctor, who pays that bill? The government.
Yeah, no, that's valid points.
So you still have choice with it. You get to choose which doctors you go to. It's just paid for by the government.
See, but is it the same cost for Dr. Joe Schmo off the street versus, a high quality, but there's levels of doctors, right?
So
What- what-
you can have advantage systems within the context of
Okay, that's what
like
I
a
was
model.
curious about.
Like for example, you can have a public option, meaning that you can have an option everyone has access to, and then people can also get private insurance on top of that if they'd like.
Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah.
like my point is that the public option needs to cover everything needed.
See, what's your everything needed? Obviously, preventative care, right?
Yeah,
But
preventative health
how far
care.
does that go?
What do you mean? Like what do you mean? Like anything people would need? Like I'm confused. Like do you not know if someone would
Like
need health care?
full body MRI? Like, what if full body MRI? That like
Well, that would be
things get
that would be determined based upon what the doctors see to be most effective.
okay. See, I'd want to look into the numbers because I feel like the quality of care would go down with this. I'd have to look and see.
Then why is it the
examples you're
case
talking
that they have higher or they have better health outcomes in other countries around the world, given that they have
That's-
universal healthcare systems?
I'm not doubting that what you're saying is true. I haven't seen it, so I'd want to go look into it. Kind of like the fact we're talking about earlier. So I think I have some studying to do.
Sure.
And again, I like to keep an open mind. I am not a hateful person, so
Sure, appreciate you coming up.
yeah, I appreciate it. I've been trying to join Dean too, man. So hopefully
Good
I'll
luck.
catch one of y'all
Good
another
luck.
time. Yeah, he is busy, but I appreciate you talking and thank you, chat. God bless everybody. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night.
Appreciate you, Libby. Thank you so much. I appreciate the $10. Thank you so much for my doctor's appointment on Monday. Will cost $4,900. Medicare covered all but $30. Wow, wow. Literally, that's so ridiculous that like people would say that like people need to pay for that. That's like diabolical. That's so much money. Caitlin, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's amazing. That's amazing. They said 100,000 people showed up to Sydney Harbor Bridge this Sunday for Gaza. Absolutely. Free Palestine. Absolutely. That's amazing. Deborah, thank you for the $5. Felicia, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much. Ken with the $10. Thank you so much. And Kara, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $50. Give me some W's for Kara in the comment section right now for the $50. Thank you so much, Kara. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kara. And again, W's for Felicia in the comment section as well. Thank you. Let's go on to the next person here real quick. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like that stream. If you're on TikTok, do tap that screen. We're going to be on for another, I want to say, hour at least. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 43.
Do you support
You
Donald
know,
Trump?
Parker, you're supposed to be extracting me. My freaking daughter called the other day.
Sage, thank you so much for the $2. No way. Amanda, think of the $10. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Caitlin, you meant there's 100,000 expected to show up. That's great. That's great. W's in the chat for that. W's in the chat for that. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Ew. Veronica, thank you for the $5 for without insurance. My medications for seizures would be over $600 a month. That's diabolical. That's so diabolical. Silent, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's so fucking crazy. I don't know what's going on. I know YouTube, it's like that. I would recommend to go over Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal when it comes to those things because you will be able to send it there. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. That's the second time I've heard that. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh my God, Parker, I'm so sorry for that last.
Okay. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Sid, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to send it this way too, since YouTube, for some reason, doesn't want me to say the website or anything. If you're in Parker's Discord, it's also pinned there as well. Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate that. W, Sid. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. W, Sid. W, Sid. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
6, 7.
What? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Parker,
Russia just dropped a nuclear ballistic missile on Kyiv. It's all over the news.
My name is Louis Verdetto, and I'm a
What a fucking disgusting piece of shit. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump, everybody. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump, everybody. By the way, everyone, tomorrow I should be on later in the day. Just keeping everyone updated, probably around 5 o'clock, I would expect, Pacific time. Yo, it's a Paladin.
Oh my goodness. I'm 20.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I support Donald Trump, yes, some of his policies, not him mostly as a person.
Like, if you could go back in time and either vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, who would you vote for?
Donald Trump, most likely. Judging on what I know now,
Okay,
currently.
for sure. Why so?
I like what he did with the big beautiful bill. I know you said earlier that sorry, I'm nervous, but I know that you said earlier that he did not put tax cuts for people in the lower class. Is that correct?
I said that there was a decrease in after-tax income for the bottom 20% of income earners, according to the big beautiful bill. To the Congressional Budget Office analysis of the big beautiful bill.
Oh, so I'm sorry. What was according to the congressional? What was that?
Congressional Budget Office.
Congressional. Okay. I was just doing some research while you were debating with other people on waysandmeans.house.gov, and they're saying that people that make under 100K do get a 12% tax cut, and people making under 50K a year household income make 14.9% tax cut. And he also
wait. Who said this? Tell me the title.
Waysandmeans.house.gov.
That's
I don't know if that's like a reputable source.
House Republicans. You want to go to the Congressional Budget Office because they're a nonpartisan committee from the federal government.
Is there a website I should look up for that?
Congressional Budget Office. Look up CBO, Big Beautiful Bill.
CBO. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look into that. However, I did like some of his other things, like in the Big Beautiful Bill, like how he protects 7.2 million jobs for Americans. I believe that is
How do you protect 7.2 million jobs?
Mostly against the use of AI and stuff like that. I don't think AI should be used for regular workers, taking over people.
Wait, what did it say in the Big Beautiful Bill to restrict AI usage?
Again, I found that on waysandmeanshouse.gov. Don't know if that's true, but I just read it up on there.
If anything, Trump supporters are claiming that they are deregulating AI.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a computer science major, and I don't advocate for that at all. I don't think that is right at all for people to be taking jobs because of AI.
Okay.
But
so if they're deregulating AI, that would be taking more jobs, right?
If they're what do you mean by making it more accessible for people, or?
It would just. So again, if you deregulate AI, if you limit the level of regulations that can be placed on AI, well, then that would lead to there being less jobs, more jobs taken by AI, right?
Yes, I agree. If there were no regulations on the current use of AI, you could probably make an AI that can program itself to make itself super exponentially smarter than every other person and take most of everyone's jobs. Yes, I agree that there should be limitations against that, and limitations against how developed AI can be. If that makes sense.
Okay, that's the opposite of what Trump's advocating for. So, again, what in the Big Beautiful Bill seemingly do you like?
Like I said, I do like the child tax credit. I know it would have been better under Kamala.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did I say it wrong? I'm sorry. But there's also different things that I liked about him, not just the Big Beautiful Bill. I did like his, well, not currently the tariffs, but I know that that's more of a long-term thing than versus a short-term thing. In the short term, yes, people will be paying more for commercial goods, yes, jobs will be limited because you can't build a factory in like a single month or 6 months. The school across from my middle school took 2 years to build, so I know that takes a while. Will it happen in his 4 years? No, I don't think. I think he should be putting in different rules for longer terms, not just short-term things. Yeah, if that makes sense, I'm sorry.
Tariffs aren't going to like benefit us in the long run. There's no good evidence it's going to be beneficial to our economy in the long run.
Well, I mean, car companies like Honda and Nissan have increased production in the U.S.
They've been doing that for years prior because of just profitability.
Yeah, they've been doing that. I'm sorry. What was that? Sorry.
It's profitable for them to do so. That was pre-existing Trump's
I
administration.
know, but if the tariffs are in effect, they're going to be building more because we are, like, I believe, off the top of my head, from when I last looked it up, it was like 30% of Japan's GDP, just based on like, well, not their GDP, but like their income.
30% of Japan's income did what?
Most of 30% of Japan's like imported or exported goods, their income from exported goods comes from America, I believe. I might be mistaking that with China or
30,
some
you
other
mean
country.
30% of Japan's exported goods go to America?
Oh, no. Like the money, like 30% of the money that they get from exporting goods from their country is from America, because we're a lot of people, right?
Yeah. So 30% of their exports are to the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the issue?
Well, I mean, if 30% of their exports are to the U.S. and if people from the U.S. are like decreasing in buying stuff from the Japan, would they not want to make more factories in America so that the tariffs won't hit as hard? I know the tariffs like also impact like the materials to get the stuff there. So like, say if Japan was like building a car, like the tire there. If that makes sense.
So here's how the way it will increase the likelihood that manufacturers will go to the United States is by making products coming from countries around the world more expensive, right, to the American consumer.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Yeah, the way that they incentivize the American consumer to buy the American-made product is by making products from other countries around the world more expensive to the consumer.
Yeah, but it's American made. So like if Honda were to build more factories here, that would, one, make more jobs. I know you said about that earlier in the stream, but also make more factories for more jobs and make more cars that are made in America for a decrease.
If it is the case that this job wasn't profitable now, what makes you think that it's going to be that profitable for the workers now? Like, if they can't pay the workers now, how is it going to massively change with that much of a distinction?
Wait, what do you mean they can't pay the workers now?
If they can't pay the workers to produce it in the United States now, right, then it's going to be massively more expensive to do that in the United States.
Oh, do you mean like because the wage is lower in Japan, or
no,
like minimum wage is lower? What? I'm sorry, I'm misinterpreting what you mean.
Yeah, if it is the case that we can't do the production in the United States, the American manufacturing in the United States, then that means it's going to be much more expensive here to do so.
I mean, I see what you mean. Yeah. Can we? Yeah, I guess you're right there. Is it possible we can move on to another topic, or
Sure.
did I allot my time?
What topic would you like to talk about?
His Donald Trump's stance on abortion. Well, what's your stance on abortion?
Oh, I think it should be.
I can ask.
Yeah, I don't think abortion is wrong prior to sentience.
When do you believe sentience is? I remember that Charlie Kirk thing.
20 through 24 weeks.
20 to 24 weeks. All right. So do you believe that a woman should be able to have an abortion for any reason before that? Like for any reason whatsoever?
Yeah.
What if the man doesn't want an abortion, or doesn't want her to have an abortion? Like, what if they're married, for example? Like,
she can still get an abortion.
Yeah, but why shouldn't the man have a say in it?
So
I know. Like, it's another like.
Wait. To clarify, do you think that she should be forced to go through the pregnancy because the man wants her to?
No, not at all. I think.
So then you agree with me.
Oh, well, no, because like I think we should have, in a way, like, you know how you can fight over custody of a child in court. I think that you should, like, say for example, you don't want an abortion because you.
So you think in
like,
order for someone
you
to be able to get an abortion, they have to go through the context of a court system to be able to
Well, I
fight
mean, it's
for
the
that?
same
By
thing
the
for.
what?
Oh, sorry.
For their
Sorry.
for control over their own body?
I mean, yeah, but like it.
Yeah?
Like men are also.
I'm
Well,
sorry. How
I'm
would the
sorry,
court
I'm sorry, what?
process? How would the court process even be within enough time that they could do that during the pregnancy to determine whether or not they would get an
Well, I mean,
abortion?
they have.
Wouldn't
they
that
have
just be
custody
extending how
court.
late they get the abortion till way later?
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't think about that, but I mean they have custody court and stuff like that. So how is it any different for fighting of custody over a child versus fighting for custody over whether or not you can get an abortion or not?
Oh, because it's non-sentient.
I'm sorry, what was
It's
that?
not sentient. It's not a person. And by the way, doesn't this happen at birth? Like they get those particular protections at birth. So
What kind of protect?
yeah, like currently legally, like if you're making an argument based upon the current legal systems that exist, well, currently legally they don't get the rights till birth. So
Oh, okay. That's interesting. But I think isn't Donald Trump trying to change the fact of like where fetus is defined as a human, or is he?
he can try to change that, but currently the law, that's what it is.
Okay, okay. I see what you mean. I see what you
Katie,
mean. Like
thank you
it
so
would
much.
be
I appreciate the $25. Thank you so much, Katie. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. I see what you mean by like, wait. I'm sorry. Can you say that? What you said in the most recent thing? Where? Oh, yes. I agree. It would be kind of. It is the woman's body, and she should, like, it is her body. She can get an abortion if she wants. I just think
Yeah,
that
it should be
the
legal,
man
right?
should have. Abortion should be legal. I like what Florida has
Wait, the
currently,
man
where
should
it's up to
what?
6
The man should what?
the man should have some kind of say in it. Like,
How?
like
In what way?
like if a man says that he doesn't want her to get an abortion, I don't think it should just be ignored for the fact. Like for example.
So what
yeah,
legal way are you going to respond to this? You could say you think it shouldn't be.
I know there's
but
no legal way.
What legal way?
I know there's no legal way. There's no possible legal way where it could be a thing. But most of the time in society nowadays, if a man was to say like, I think I want this child, then the woman will most likely, if she wanted an abortion, she could just get the abortion and just gloss over the entire man's opinion, if that makes sense.
And again, why would that be wrong that she's allowed to do that?
Because again, like it's a father as well. Like it's a mother and a father.
Dude,
it's not just.
Dude, I'm
mother.
a dude.
Yeah.
Why the hell would I have a say?
I get that. Well, I mean, like, okay. So I had this girl, right, and like she got pregnant, she got an abortion. And I was really bummed out about that. I'm sorry. What was that?
So you were in a relationship, and the girl you were in
Yes,
a
sir.
relationship with got an abortion. You were upset with it, and okay.
Yeah, because I thought I could be a father. I wanted to be a father. Like,
Okay, then be a father with someone who wants to be a mother.
I guess, yeah, I see where you're coming from that, but like,
dude,
I don't think
if,
that
don't you don't want.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you don't want to like have a child
No,
with
you're good.
someone that doesn't want to have that kid, right? Like, I'm sorry to break it to you, like, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
No, I don't think. I
not
don't think
only
there
is that
any benefit
toxic
in
that
this.
you wanted her to specifically do that in that context when she didn't want to do it, but it's also bad for you to be in a relationship where both sides aren't wanting to have kids. Go and be in a relationship where they want to have a kid. There are plenty of people that want to have children. If you want to have a child, be with someone who wants to have a child. If you want to be with someone that is anti-abortion, be with someone who's anti-abortion, but don't legally force everyone to comply with that.
Okay. I'm not anti-abortion. I think what Florida has, where like up to 6 weeks, or like you said
Like again,
20 weeks,
there
right?
are women who are anti-abortion. There are women who want to have
Yeah,
children.
yeah.
Right? But you just need to be clear. You need to like clarify these boundaries that you have. Like, oh, I want to be with someone who has these views before. Like, if you have those views, don't bring them up like later on or force them on people when they don't want to have children. You know, it's a toxic way of engaging in relationships. And it's so much more healthy to find people, right, that have like are on the same page as you within that respect, right? Because those are fundamentally important things that it's gonna be incredibly hard to have and maintain a relationship where you guys are differing on those perspectives.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of it like that, but but I do believe like sort of what Florida has in it's like abortion, to 6 weeks, or like health of the mother and stuff like that. I think that's fine. I know you said 20 weeks was what was it? 20 weeks was sentience.
24 weeks, yeah, and then after 24 weeks,
24.
like that's viability. So at that point, it's just an induction of labor.
Okay.
Does that
So
make
like
sense?
after 24 weeks, they shouldn't be able to have an abortion unless it's like
Well,
if the mother's in danger,
Well, understand
or
it
like
this
the
way.
mother's life in danger.
After the
Okay.
context of 24 weeks, it's already the point of viability. So if you were to get a lethal abortion, you would have to give birth to a dead baby. So it's either you give birth
Yeah.
to a dead baby or a live baby.
Oh.
And it makes most
Yeah.
sense in that
Okay.
context to give birth to a live baby. Because, again, if you want to, the whole goal is to
Yeah.
terminate the pregnancy, not kill it, right? If we could
Yeah.
terminate the pregnancy without killing it, most people would probably do that.
Oh, I see. I was just misunderstanding your whole like preference on, or not preference, or side on abortion. I thought you just like, never mind. What about this is gonna be a bit of a hot topic. Trans people in sports. Do you disagree with what Trump's doing there?
Yeah, heavily. I think after
Oh, yeah.
multiple years of HRT, there are not unfair biological advantages that would make it so unfair that there needs to be restrictions on people playing. If you actually care about fairness, well, there's a hell of a lot of trans people that will be able to play because they won't make it unfair if they play. You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, I know there's like military studies on like the whole trans people with trans people in like their fitness way, and like how like a trans woman, that means a trans woman is a biological man that became a woman, correct? Sorry.
Someone who's a trans woman, right, is biologically male, but they are a woman.
Yeah. Okay, yes. So a trans woman, there's studies like done in the army, which is like where most studies come from, where a trans woman is still like as physically capable as a regular woman. I agree. But do you think that trans people should be not glorified, but like as normalized as they are in society, like currently?
One, I don't think trans people are glorified. I think if anything, trans
Yeah,
people are
okay.
incredibly stigmatized. By the way, when you said regular, you meant to say cis. In that context, it'd be cis.
Oh, I'm
This
sorry,
means
sorry.
not trans.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's what I meant by. Did I say regular?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But I believe like. Oh yes, you can go.
But
Were you
yeah.
gonna say something? Oh, but I believe that the stigmatism. I think I'm using that word right.
Stigmatization.
Stigmatization of trans people in our society. Like, say for example, Chapel Roan, like saying, "Oh, trans people exist. You guys should be loved." I agree. I like they're people. People should be loved. No one should be like discriminated against. However, like a child seeing that, they might see Chapel Roan saying that and be like, "I like Chapel Roan," and she only views people of trans, and like a child might be like, "Oh, I'm trans now." If that makes sense. I'm sorry. And that is like kind of a blown out of proportion, like a take on that, but like.
Dude, that's kind of diabolical, dude. You think that someone's gonna become trans because they heard Chapel Roan say that it's okay to be trans?
I mean, when I was a kid and Goku wanted to do the
Wait,
spirit bomb,
hold up. W Chapel Roan for that one. Two, as it relates to this. Saying it's okay to be trans doesn't make people trans, right? If you were told when you were a child that it was okay to be trans, would that have made you trans?
Me particularly, probably not. But I know like kids are impressionable. Like I said earlier, like a couple seconds ago, when Goku would like do the spirit bomb, I'd put my hands in the air because I thought like he was real. I thought Dragon Ball was like a documentary. But like some kids may see Chapel Roan saying that and feel like the only way to be validated by Chapel Roan is to be trans, or like trans leaning, or like if that makes sense.
No, Chapel Roan never said that I only specifically
No,
validate trans people or something, right?
No, but like
she just said
because he
trans
doesn't
people
say, like,
exist
oh,
and like should be treated with dignity. Like that's literally all she said.
I agree, but like she doesn't say like, oh, like other how can I say this without being super offensive? Like she doesn't say like other people, oh, I like other people or stuff like that. She usually just says that about like trans rights and homosexual rights. Hold
on. So wait, if you say it's okay to be gay, is that going to make kids gay?
No, but like if they're validating.
Wait. So how is it going to make kids trans to say it's okay to be trans?
Well, she's validating the whole like trans ideology, so I feel like
Yeah.
in a way, in a
Wait,
kid's
trans
eyes,
identity
it's
is
over.
valid.
Yeah, no. I agree. Trans identity is valid, but like if she's particularly saying trans identity specifically is valid, then kids might view that and say,
Like you just
"Oh,
did
I,
that.
I need to."
Wait. So
Okay,
if you just did that, are you doing that?
well, I mean,
You
I
just
don't
said
believe
you
kids
just
are
said
watching
trans
me.
yeah, kids are watching right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You're on TikTok. There are
Oh,
kids just scrolling by on their For You page. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah, in that sense, but I just don't think it should be like heavily in our media like that. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying I dislike trans people. Like, they're people. Everyone deserves everything. But like, I think.
By the way, saying trans identity is valid is not going to make people trans. Also, I just want to let you know, why would if it is the case that it's like making people trans, right? You're saying people are choosing to be trans. Why would people choose to be stigmatized?
Like, why would people choose to be like?
Why would people choose to go through the level of stigmatization that trans people have to go through?
I feel like as a kid you're like less intellectual, so you just see, oh, I like Chapel Roan. Chapel Roan says this. I have to be this to be liked by Chapel Roan. I know she didn't say I only like.
So then to clarify, if it is the case that every celebrity is just saying that like people are straight or is just straight, isn't that just incentivizing people to be straight when they aren't, under your view?
Wait, what do you mean by that? Like, if like other people were to say, "Oh, being straight is awesome,"
yeah, it's turning
like,
it's turning people straight, right?
Yeah, if they're saying specifically, "Oh, being straight is awesome, super cool," then yeah, I feel like that would.
How about this? If they say being straight is okay, are they turning people straight?
Okay. Well, I don't know if you could be turned straight. I believe like your sexual identity is
okay.
at birth.
Okay. Could you be turned cis? Right. Specifically. Specifically,
like
because
from
it is the
from
case
like
that
a hetero, not a heterosexual.
People say it's okay to be cis. Will that turn people cis?
If a child was born and they were like set on their transgender like ideologies and like how they believe like that.
No. Listen, if they're just told that it's okay to be cis,
if they're told, I believe that cis? They might. Will it make them cis? Probably not, but I feel like they would like align like their personality and stuff like that.
Wait. So if it doesn't make them cis, what makes you think that saying it's okay to be trans is going to make people trans?
Well, how would like if like a child was to see Chapel, like again, Chapel Roan said that child saw that. I know, bro. But like,
you said that trans identity is valid. Therefore, under your view, you're doing the same thing Chapel Roan is doing.
Yes, sir.
So then, are you just as responsible for that as Chapel Roan?
Well, I mean, Chapel Roan has a major following. I'm just some.
And by the way, what's wrong with her acknowledging the reality that trans identity is valid?
I feel like it'll like swing more kids to like the way of transism. Like, no. What's that?
Being trans? Well, then they were already trans.
Yeah.
Well, then they were already
trans.
What if they were
already trans? Then
she's just creating a more accepting culture for trans people to be themselves.
Yeah, but like if like a kid is more impressionable than like a fully
being
grown
trans
adult,
is not contagious, dude.
I agree.
I understand. Like again, right? Just because kids are impressionable doesn't mean that kids are just going to be trans just to be trans. Right?
Okay. Do you believe that kids can change their like their sexual preference later on in life? Or do you think that like
no?
Like
I don't think people change their sexual preference.
Okay, so okay, I understand. Anyway,
I don't think sexuality is based on choice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, me too. Let's get back to Donald Trump. What was some good things about the Kamala? How do you say that again?
Kamala. You can just say Harris.
Okay, the Harris administration that you liked.
What are some good policies you mean?
Other than like the child tax thing?
I kind of mentioned a lot of them to you. So it was the $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers for new homes, the $6,000 child tax credit for the first year of a child's life, $3,600 to being 5 years old, $3,000 to them being 18. There was also the $2,000 cap on pharmaceuticals out of pocket, getting rid of the effective medical debt on your credit, $35 cap on insulin for everyone, not just people who are on Medicare. There were plenty of policies.
I do like the insulin thing. I believe that life-threatening stuff should be cheaper, but I don't know if universal healthcare is the way to get that. I feel like universal, like Medicaid and Medicare, are like currently good ways of having that. I don't think free universal healthcare for everyone is good.
The reason why they're not is because people can be taken off of it.
What do you? Oh, what do you?
And
Oh,
and it can be restricted for people. It should be universally
really?
applied because there shouldn't be these types of restrictions. Donald Trump is trying to restrict people's access to Medicaid. 10 million people are going to lose their Medicaid because of the different restrictions that they're putting in place. So I don't like the idea of means testing the programs in terms of health insurance. Means testing meaning you only apply it to some people based upon income qualifications and based on certain qualifications. You should apply it to everyone so that it can't be restricted from people and which should have access to it in any circumstance. Everyone needs health insurance. Every single person. Same way everyone needs to go on the public roads. The same way that everyone needs to be protected by the police. The same way that everyone needs to be protected by firefighters. The same way that everyone, has access to those certain social programs. I believe in universal programs.
I have not been to a checkup in like 2 years because I just can't afford it. Stuff like that. Like my deductible is like $3,000. That's a lot, but I'm just a broke college student. So, where was I going with this? How would you choose like what doctor then under this under Harris's universal healthcare?
You essentially, under Harris isn't advocating for the healthcare I'm advocating for right now. She did in the past, but she can't currently get it in place right now because of compromise with Republicans.
Well, if Harris was president,
if she could, I think she would probably go with what I'm advocating for, pretty close to it.
Okay, then how would you choose what doctor you would want under this system?
You literally just go to the doctor. You pick which one you want, and you go to that doctor whenever they have openings.
What about if the best brain surgeon, you have like a brain condition and like the best brain surgeon in the world is at one place, but he's like fully booked up for years and you want to go to him specifically? How would you do that?
If there's 100% booking, you can't go to them. You have to go to someone else.
Okay. But I see what you mean. All right.
By the way, if that person has so much demand, it would be incredibly expensive within the private market. There's so many people demanding them.
Yeah.
It would cost $15,000 to go to that person. You can't afford the $15,000. You can't go. You got to pick someone else. So
yeah, I agree.
So that certain process exists now. It's just people who can pay can get around it.
Okay, I see what you mean. But let's take, for example, like need of machinery. Like I know the guy.
Hold on one second, Kaz. Thank you to a few people real quick. Azira, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Azira. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Valentine, thank you so much for the $50 Australian for I'm a therapist and only work with LGBTQ plus people. No trans people are identifying as trans because they just want to play sport. The American rhetoric around this is actually resulting in increased violence towards the trans community in Australia. True. That's so true.
Fox News is a parasite.
Yeah, Fox News is horrible.
Dude, they make some crazy takes, bro. But anyway, let's talk about like machinery. Like, say you need an MRI to know if like you have a brain tumor or something. But like all the MRI machines are booked up because like something's going on in the world, and like everyone's like really ill. How would you?
If there are no MRI machines that are free, how does the private model fix that?
I don't think the private model would fix that.
It doesn't.
I think that it would. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
It doesn't, because it would be just incredibly expensive. You wouldn't be able to afford it because it would be $1 million.
Yeah, but you wouldn't need to wait like 12 months. This random number, 12 months for an MRI.
You wouldn't be able to get it at all under your model.
What do you mean?
Because
Why
it would
not?
be so expensive. If you don't have regulations in place, I just want to let you know, if you will die if you don't get access to something, you will spend as much money as you physically possibly can to be able to save your life. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
That's why the market system crumbles. is because the demand for the good is so unbelievably high that even given a change in price, there's not that much a change in demand. That's what's called an inelastic good, meaning meaning for every percentage change in price, there's a very, very, very small percentage change in demand because people need it to survive, and they're going to demand it regardless. If you're in the middle of the desert, you have no water. How much are you going to value water? A hell of a lot. Would you loan out $1 million if you're literally gonna die of thirst? Yeah,
100%.
You would do that.
100%.
And if everyone else would do that, that'd be an insane price for it, right? So because it's so thrown off in terms of the market, because it's the base core necessity, it creates such a set of conditions in the market where the supplier can price gouge the fuck out of you because
I agree.
you have such a high level of demand for it. And that's why these market conditions break down, is because there is a profit incentive from a supplier standpoint to gouge the fuck out of you for things that you need, to put profit over life. And that's why we don't think that should be the case. No one should be able to make that determination.
I think it should be profit over life. My father was a flight surgeon in the Air Force, and he says that the number one thing that he liked about that was that he wasn't incentivized to sell things to people, if that makes sense. And now he's an OBGYN. Look at that. Anywho, my phone is about to die. Thank you. I like the points you made. I am very much considering switching now.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. You have a good one, sir.
They were so open-minded. We love that. We fucking love that. Stephanie, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump, everybody. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like that stream. Dornez, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 20 years old.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
And what's your birth year?
2004.
What month?
November.
Okay, why do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I had a question for you. You mentioned it to last guest. If LeBron James all of a sudden decided that he's
Oh, wait. Sorry. I just assumed that they were trolling because I heard LeBron James. I assumed that they were going to make some anti-trans argument. Well, I mean, I will respond to that based on what my thoughts are. If that's what they meant. LeBron James isn't trans. After multiple years of HRT, LeBron James would have nowhere near the same level of muscle mass, right? Or any sorts of conditions like that. Also, it's just ridiculous to say that, someone can choose to become trans. I think that's ridiculous. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
25.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I just have a question, and then you can kick me, please.
Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump, everybody. I promise you, I will kick you if you don't meet the conditions for the live. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2006.
What month?
August.
What day?
15.
I really just don't believe that they are old enough. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Hey, everyone on TikTok, I recommend to go over to the YouTube stream. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like that stream. It'll help get out to more people. We're running up the likes right now because this is the second stream of the day. I should be on.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, so wait, is this just like a debate?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 19.
And what's your birth year?
January 18th, 2006.
And do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay, why so?
Honestly, I'm a blue collar worker, and the gas prices went down, so that's really my main reason.
Okay, gas prices have gone up since Trump became president. Do you blame him for that?
No, not really.
Okay, so doesn't that contradict your argument you just provided?
I mean, it was higher when Biden was president. Shut your. Sorry, my.
So just because it was higher under the Biden-Harris administration doesn't mean it was caused by them. What did they do to cause that?
I mean, it was just higher when they were in. It's just. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on with it, but like, I just want to spend less money on gas.
You want to spend less money on gas. Okay, again, gas is more expensive now. Gas was less expensive. For example,
No way, not here in New York. It was like $4 when Biden was president. It's like $3.50 now.
If you look at the average of the entire administration, or not the average, sorry, if you look at the average for the country, it is actually higher now than what it was when Trump first got in office.
Oh well, I mean, New York is really is what I care about. That's where I'm staying in. So like,
Rochester, period.
where our gas prices went down when Trump became president, and they were up when Biden was president.
And how was that caused by Biden and Trump?
Wasn't he giving money to someone? He was giving the money to someplace.
So you have no clue. So so I just want to let you know, the Biden-Harris administration did not cause the increase in gas prices. The increase in gas prices was due to global inflation, along with the fact that the oil markets were impacted due to the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine, which would have happened regardless if Trump or Biden were in office. Because they both would have sanctioned Russia.
Tell it, baby. All right.
Maybe you got scared. It's okay. Next time.
Okay. But like, why is New York cheaper when Trump was president?
Because there was global inflation, and by the way, it wasn't cheaper under Trump. Like now.
Here, dead ass here it is, because I'm buying gas every week.
Wait, is your only expense gas?
No.
Okay, so other expenses are more expensive, correct? You go to the grocery store, it's more expensive, right?
I mean, I don't really know. I just buy weed.
One, you can't say that on the live. Two, shit's more expensive now. I get elevated every day, I promise you. That shit's not cheaper. And by the way, inflation happens under every administration. Price goes up. And if you're 19, I don't... maybe he has a medical card? I don't know. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
All right, maybe you won't kick me this time. So, you know.
Don't know who that was. I just kicked him because he said so. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20.
Oh, it was really loud in your background noise. Angie, thank you so much for the $11. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
How old are you?
19.
What's your birth year?
2004.
What month?
June.
And do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, why so?
I think he did pretty good in his first term. Obviously, I wasn't an adult in his first term, but I still had seen the what was I going to say? I'd seen the economy just not be nearly as down as it has
Jesus
been in
Christ.
recent
Wait,
years
dude. Patrick Starr.
Since we've been under
Patrick
the
Starr.
Biden
Patrick Starr.
administration.
My brain hurts right now. 2004 is not 19, bro.
Huh? Said 2006. Oh.
Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah, what's
Can you hear
up?
me?
How old are you?
I'm 24.
And what's your birth year?
2000.
What month?
December.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
And why is that?
Because I believe his morals and values align with Jesus Christ.
Interesting. Can you name one Christian value that Donald Trump upholds more than Kamala Harris? outside of the context of abortion?
Which one's pushing the Bible?
Trump couldn't name his favorite verse in the Bible.
It doesn't matter. Kamala wasn't.
Kamala. And yes, she's Christian. She believes in separation of church and state. So again, do you want to give me a single core Christian value that Donald Trump upholds more than Kamala Harris outside of the context of abortion?
Are you Christian?
I'm waiting. Yes, I'm Christian.
You believe in Jesus Christ?
Yep. He's my Lord
As
and
Lord and
Savior.
Savior.
Yep.
Do you believe you could be on the wrong side?
Could I be on the wrong side? Yeah, of course. But I have
Are you
faith.
looking for objective morality?
But I have faith. I have objective
Are you
morality.
looking for objective morality?
Yes, objective morality exists.
But I heard you make a quote the other day that you're looking for it.
No, I'm.
As you're seeking for a higher truth.
No. I've already found my higher truth in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
When did you turn to Jesus?
I've been Christian my whole life. I've had my points where I've questioned, but I've always stuck true to the faith.
Okay. Well,
so do you want to answer the question? Like, what core Christian value is Donald Trump upholding more than Kamala Harris outside of the context of abortion?
I've seen you put a lot of my Christians on the challenge, especially Charlie Kirk. That was pretty good. You challenged him pretty good.
Yeah, that's me separating church and state and arguing against Charlie Kirk from that perspective, just to bring about like greater understanding and critical thought amongst the community. So do you want to answer the question?
Do you know the number one thing God hates?
What?
Pride.
That's not the number.
Do you know
one
why?
thing. That's not the number one thing. Remember, blasphemy is unforgivable. Is pride forgivable? So it's actually blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. So you should get it right, bud.
What is blasphemy of the Holy Spirit?
Do I need to explain that to you, man? I think you're deflecting away from what I just said.
No, I'm questioning if you're a real Christian.
I am a real Christian. Don't ever. This is called the no true Scotsman fallacy, right? Don't ever you question my true nature of being a Christian. That is ridiculous.
So if you believe Jesus Christ is real, do you believe Satan is real?
Yes. And you've clearly been influenced by him.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I vote? Well, because I'm on here debating about Donald Trump?
Yeah. That's he's literally in cahoots with the devil.
Is he not a vessel of good and evil just like you and me?
He's a vessel of primarily evil.
How so?
I can tell by his fruits. I eat the fruit and that's what it tastes like.
So did Jesus condone homosexuality?
No. Jesus never talked about being gay at all.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I would look into that. Because there's a lot of Christians who would disagree with you.
I have looked into it, and those Christians are idiots.
How so?
Because there's no verse in the Bible that demonstrates that at all. There's not
but does not
verse
God talk about sexual immorality?
Are you? What do you mean? You're talking about the Old Testament? We don't hold to the Old Testament. That's old scripture, man. Pierce the gold medal.
Says a sexually immoral
thank you for the $5. Thank you.
Kingdom of God.
Dude, we don't go to the Old Testament. The Old Testament, slavery is condoned. We don't go there. We disagree with that.
Jesus mentions that in the New Testament.
No, where in the New Testament does it say that? Jesus Christ! All to answer a damn question. Jesus Christ! Can you answer the question? What is the core Christian value? God damn it, dude!
Have you read Romans?
Yes. That's not Jesus. That's Paul.
So if you believe in Jesus,
who wrote Romans?
All Scripture is God breathed, regardless of who wrote it.
Okay, so
you don't believe God can assign man to write it?
Can you read Timothy 2:12?
Sorry.
Can you read Timothy 2:12? Iris, think of the $5. I am. Iris, I 100% am.
What about it?
I'm waiting. Did you find it?
I did.
Read it off. I can't hear you when you swipe out of the app. You gotta remember it and then come back into the app and tell me. Or do you want me to read it off? Actually, I can't hear you, man. I can't hear you, man. Swipe back into the app, man.
What version are you reading?
It doesn't matter. Read whatever version you'd like.
Well, it does matter.
Which version do you want?
Give me the New King James.
Jesus Christ. And I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man, but to be in silence.
Okay,
Is that God breathed?
Okay, have you met a spirit-filled Christian who happens to be a woman? Do you even know what that means?
You know what? I've never met someone who's spirit-filled in my life.
So do you believe in the Holy Spirit?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, but you've never met a spirit-filled Christian?
Nope, never.
Do you know who Robert Slayerton is?
Only Jesus Christ is filled with the Holy Spirit.
Do you know who Catherine Coleman is or Robert Slayerton? What about Nick Bowling?
None of them
What about
have
Bryce
the Holy
Crawford?
Spirit. Nope. Oh, definitely not Bryce Crawford.
So none of them have the Holy Spirit?
Nope.
You don't think you could be blaspheming the Holy Spirit right now?
Nope. That's them. They're actually blaspheming the Holy Spirit by saying that they have the Holy Spirit.
Okay. So number one is blaspheming the Holy Spirit is taking multiple accounts of denying the works of Christ. And it could be blatantly right in front of you. Like miracles, evidence right in front of you and denying it. That's blaspheming the Holy Spirit. It's a very serious sin, but it takes a lot to get there. But you seem to be in a better position than most because your heart can still be changed.
Well, I mean, I have direct contact with God, so only thing that can change my mind is God.
I believe you got a lot of potential, man, but I don't know if you're in the kingdom of heaven.
Well, what do you mean? I have direct contact with God. He told me I am.
He what?
I've direct contact with God. He told me that.
Okay. Do you know any of the names that I mentioned?
Yeah, I do.
You know Robert Slayerton?
Mm-hmm. I know yeah, Bryce Crawford. He's a TikToker, bro.
So you know Catherine Coleman too, right?
No clue who that is.
What about Catherine Crick?
No clue who that is.
I think you should do some research. I don't think you've ever met like a spirit-filled Christian before.
Clearly you're not, so.
I'm not.
Nope.
Do you know what God's done for me in my life? Do you know anything about me?
Only spirit I think you're filled with is the devil.
I mean, I would be accusing me of that too if I was being challenged, wouldn't you?
What am I being challenged on? I'm just showing that you're
Your
not a
belief
real
in God.
Christian, and I'm the only real Christian here. Man.
I'm not. Listen, you have a lot of potential, but I believe you should entertain that you're on the wrong side, my friend.
I think you should entertain the
It's
idea
not
that
about.
you're not
It's
a
not
real.
about voting for Donald Trump.
I think
It's
you
not
should.
about
I
voting
think
for
you should
Donald
entertain
Trump.
the idea that you're not a real Christian. I am.
How?
I hold to the aspects of the Bible. You can't even tell me a single fundamental value of Christians that Donald Trump upholds more than Kamala Harris.
What does
outside
John
of the
1
context
say?
of abortion?
What does John 1 say?
I don't know.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with
Go-
God, and the
the
Word was
God.
God.
Yeah.
So you got to take every verse into account.
What about it? I take.
I'm
into
not trying
account
to
every
promote
verse.
people being religious. I'm just trying to say, like, his word is Him. That means His word is Him. It's technically a part of Him.
Yeah, so like in Leviticus 25:44 through 46, when God says you can own people as slaves and pass them down to your children as inherited property for life, that was directly from God, right?
You don't think that verse could have been taken out of context? How much research have you actually done into it?
Okay, dude. By the way, I'm not Christian. I thought you would maybe get that at this point, bro.
Were you alive during that time period?
I'm clearly not
You know how
Christian.
things were ran back then?
I'm clearly not Christian. And by the way, no, Leviticus 25, 44 through 46 is not taken out of context. Right? What are you talking about? It literally says your male and female slaves are to
version
come
did
from
you
the
read?
nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. Or what's up?
What version did you read on it?
Any verse. Any version, I mean. Like, do you want me to read it out? I'll read it out off yours. Your fucking crazy ass New King James. Oh, it's so cringe. You can't even read
King
that
James,
shit.
New King James
I'm
don't
so-
matter.
I'm sorry.
I'm just-
You can't even read it. It's not even legible, dude. I don't want to read Shakespeare, man.
Why are you clinging to the Old Testament when we're under the New Testament?
I'm sorry, dude. I don't want to read Shakespeare. Like, you wanna go back and read Shakespeare. Art thou
You say you believe
like,
in Jesus, but you're refuting all of God's word by even clinging to the Old Testament.
dude? I'm
It's
not
kinda
Christian.
questionable.
I'm not Christian.
Oh, so you're not a Christian?
No, I was joking with you, dude. I was trolling. I'm an atheist. Dude, of course. You literally had me. You saw that I debated Charlie Kirk. I said I was always Christian. I was obviously a joke.
I just saw a
You-
statement coming out.
You saw me
like,
debating
earlier,
Charlie
you said
Kirk
you're
as an
Christian,
atheist.
So I had to come on and ask.
You saw me. You watched the video of me debating Charlie Kirk as an atheist, and I still.
Yeah, you did good. You have a lot of potential.
Dude,
But
I said I was
saw a
always
recent
Christian.
statement.
In the
I
conversation
saw a
with
recent
you.
statement where you said you believed in Jesus. So I had to come out and question you.
Yeah, dude. I'm. Jesus, my Lord and Savior, man.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I know where you stand because I've seen you put a lot of my fellow brothers in Christ on the
No,
attack.
okay,
but I've never seen
I'll tell you where I stand. I'm an agnostic atheist. I disagree with Christianity. I think it's logically impossible. I'm serious. I think
Okay.
Christianity is logically impossible.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I mean, at one point I was not a believer either. I mean, when you're born into this world, you're born with a veil over your eyes. Have you ever heard the song "Amazing Grace"? Which I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
You ever hear the lyrics where it says, "I was blind, but now I see"?
What are you trying to describe?
I'm actually just doing what Jesus says not to do. I'm kind of going against the rules a little bit. I'm throwing pearls to the swine, but I do believe you'd be a great Christian for the kingdom of heaven if you actually knew Jesus.
Okay, well, I grew up in a Christian conservative household. I don't think I can know Jesus because Jesus is dead. And he's been dead for 2,000 years, bro. Almost 2,000 years.
Jesus is seated at the right hand of the Father in heaven. He's alive.
I don't believe that. I don't think there's any basis in truth for that.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you the reason why?
Sure.
Is
yeah.
God perfect?
Yes.
If someone's perfect, does that mean that they have perfect desires? Like a perfect God has perfect desires, right?
I think I know where you're going with this, but yes, I believe so.
That means they desire perfection, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So why did God choose to create? We live in a world that's imperfect. If God knows that he's perfect and God is all-knowing, all-powerful, all good, he knows that the world he's going to create is imperfect. He has a choice to either stay in perfection or to go to imperfection. Why would he desire imperfection over perfection? That seemingly is contradictory.
Well, imperfection, how? Like, because sin has entered the world?
Sin exists in the world. That's imperfection. There was no sin when God existed alone by himself prior to creation.
Okay, well, here's the thing. If God let's say he made everything perfect with no sin, right? It means like you and me right now, we were with the Heavenly Father in heaven. There was no sin ever created.
No. I'm saying never even create humans in the first place. Just God exists alone is a state of maximal perfection under your worldview. Because God is maximally great. He's all-knowing, all-powerful, all good. The perfect state of affairs. It's maximally great. That means there's no more desirable set of condition. Okay? If there's no more desirable condition, then there's no reason God would move from that position.
Okay, I get where you're coming from, but I also want to put this argument out because I feel like it's going to be a valid point. So we know in Genesis there was a fall with Adam and Eve, right? God, he literally put the tree of knowledge in the garden. He said, don't eat from that. But they had perfection. There was no sin there. But he put the tree of knowledge there. And he told them, don't eat from that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what did they do? Who deceived them?
You guys say the serpent.
Satan. Satan deceived them, which you said.
Okay, so
no,
that means
you don't believe in
that, so
Christ.
so to
You
clarify,
couldn't believe in
so
Satan.
Satan was already bad. What influenced Satan to be bad?
The point I'm trying to get, I know where you're going with it, but I'm trying to get to this point. I'm going to direct it to this.
I understand,
okay,
but
listen.
like what
Adam
influence
and Eve had a choice to obey God, okay, but they didn't. They ate from the tree, and that's why we're all here in this place. And this is why the world is the way it is.
Jay, I think
okay,
there's no prescription. Okay,
okay,
I understand.
why
I
would a
understand.
God
You have an
who's
explanation.
perfect
You have an
make
explanation.
it like that?
You have an explanation for what influenced Adam and Eve, right? Given that they were perfect, to fall through deception to something bad. What influenced Satan? Because if Satan was created in the same condition, given that he was created perfect,
free will to rebel against God.
So he wasn't created. So okay, again, does God have free will?
Okay, but if God made Satan perfect, then that would not be real love. God wants your love to be genuine.
Listen here.
Satan had a choice.
I understand.
To not rebel against God.
I understand. I'm making a point, please. God the Father, right? He's perfect, correct? He also has free will, correct?
Yes.
So a being can be perfect, always do good, and still have free will. Why couldn't God, a maximally great being that's all-knowing, all-powerful, all good, create beings that are perfect, that will always do the right thing in every single scenario freely?
Because God wanted to give you free will to choose to love Him. Because if He did not give you that free will,
do you have
you
free
would be
will in heaven?
robotic.
Do you have free
You
will?
would be robotic.
Do you have free will in heaven?
Does Jesus have free will in heaven?
No. Do we have free will in heaven if we go?
I'm not going to share the kingdom of heaven with you. I'm sorry.
What? I'm asking you, in heaven, do you have free will?
I've already thrown you enough pearls to the swine, my friend. I can't share that with you. But if you're talking about free will,
no, just I'm asking you a question to question your worldview. If not, I'll just go on to the next person. I'm just asking, do you have free will in heaven?
Yes. Just sin does not exist in heaven.
Okay, so sin doesn't exist, yet free will exists. Let me ask this question. Why couldn't God put us directly in heaven?
Because He created us for His pleasure. And He's going to make a new heaven and a new earth.
So it's better that everyone starves to death and that people die of illness and cancer, right? Because it is the case that God wants pleasure from that? That sounds incredibly fucked up.
That's not fair.
That sounds incredibly fucked up.
Because
God should have sent. God should have sent.
They had a choice to obey.
Listen. Again, they have free will in
no,
heaven.
but they had a choice to obey. You're ignoring. You're ignoring my point.
I'll ask you this question. And I want you to understand this. Aborted babies, do they go to heaven?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so without choosing anything on earth, they go directly to heaven, and that means they live in a place in heaven where they have free will and there's no sin. So it is possible, if God sent us all directly to heaven, that we would still have free will and that there would be no sin. Why would He send us here to earth?
Regardless if He sent us here to earth was perfection still. You don't understand. The Garden of Eden, it was perfection.
No. You told me that heaven, for all of eternity, will have no sin and you have free will. Why wouldn't God send us directly to heaven rather than sending us to earth in the first place?
Well, what was wrong with earth in the first place?
I know. Answer the question.
Who's to say Adam and Eve couldn't be on both?
What is wrong with
Are you
earth?
putting God in a box, my
Wait.
friend?
I'm sorry. What is wrong with earth in the first place? It led to the world that we exist in right now. Heaven wouldn't lead to the world that we exist in right now, where there are children starving to death, where there's severe weather and illness.
To choose to love Him. If God didn't give them that free will, they would be robots. They wouldn't be real.
Okay,
love would not be real.
So again, I'll ask this
love
question.
would not be real.
So let me ask this question: do aborted babies in heaven, right, have love?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do, and it is a way better place in here.
Okay, so aborted babies have love in heaven, and they never had to go to earth in the first place. Why, in order to get all of the things you just mentioned, do we have to? Are they robots?
No, they're not robots.
So they're not robots. They have love. So if God sent us directly to heaven, we would not be robots, and we'd have love. We'd have free will. There would be no sin. It would be a state of perfection for all of eternity, peaceful bliss of all of eternity. Why would God send us to such a disastrous, disgusting, and horrid planet like Earth if He can send us directly to heaven? Where would you send your kids? Would you send your kids to Earth and then go to heaven, or just to heaven?
You're acting like the fall didn't happen, my friend. You're acting like Genesis didn't happen.
Thank
You're
you
acting
very
like
much.
Satan isn't
Thank you
real.
very much.
To be able to
I'm saying
entertain
before
Jesus
that, go directly to heaven. Before that, directly to heaven, there's no sin ever. Would you send your kids directly to heaven, or would you send them to earth to go to heaven later on?
I don't think God originated. I don't think he intended this for humanity. Humanity disobeyed. and this
Then
was
he's
a
not
price.
all knowing, all powerful, and all good. That makes no sense. He can't unintentionally do that.
Okay, that's
That makes
fair.
no
That's
sense.
fair.
He's all
That's
knowing, all
fair.
powerful, all good.
But do you
so again,
think-
given God's perfect intentions, he knows everything that's going to happen. Why would he send us to earth where there's starvation, where there's mass illness and mass severe weather, right? All of the horrible shit that happens on earth, cancer, right? And that doesn't exist in heaven. Why would you send your kids to heaven, or would you send them to earth to go to heaven later on? Or maybe they don't
That's
even
fair.
go to heaven.
That's a fair point. But do you believe that God gives free will?
Dude, I'm going to go nuts. There's free will in heaven.
Okay, but do you believe in free will?
Do I believe?
Do you
in-
understand the
Yes,
idea of why God
I'm a
gives you free
compatibilist.
will?
I'm a compatibilist. That's totally irrelevant to the point.
Do you
of the
understand
critique of
why
your
God
worldview.
gives free will?
Under your view, yes.
Okay, what point did I make to you that you understand?
Dude, I made every point and I established the basis of you believing everything.
Okay, but I'm
Respond to what I
answering
said,
your
or I'm going to
question.
kick you. I'm done.
I'm answering your question.
No, stop. You're not answering shit. I'm asking you a direct question. Right? Would you send your kids to heaven or to earth, then to go to heaven?
Okay, do you know that God is going to make a new
All
heaven
right,
and new
I'm going to
earth?
kick this guy.
It's in His Word.
Answer the question. I'm asking you a direct question, or I'm going to kick you.
I would probably choose heaven any day, but
So you would send your kids
It's gonna
directly.
make earth
So to
blue.
clarify, a good parent would send their kids directly to heaven without going to earth in the very first place. Meaning God's not a good parent. God's not a good God. He's a horrible person, if that's true. So the idea of Christianity is logically impossible because it would entail that there is an evil God.
would God
Which is
give
contradictory
free
to
will
Christianity.
to His creation to love Him?
You already have
Or
you've
to
already
disobey
acknowledged that
Him?
there's free will in heaven.
Okay, well, what about on earth?
That doesn't matter. Irrelevant.
Okay, answer the question though.
He'll someday watch back that conversation and he'll realize that it's contradictory and that it makes no sense. I'm not going to keep wasting my time on that. He'll realize it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Brian, thank you for the $2. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I am 21.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I do.
Why so?
And God. So we can debate about either two of those.
I'd preferably talk to you about Trump.
Okay.
So why do you support Donald Trump?
Just look at what he's doing, man. The big, beautiful bill. He's a good networker with other country leaders. Drill Baby Drill and Our Economy, and he's a good spokesperson. I just debated Dean Withers, so I bring the fire.
Were you already on my live? How I debated you?
I was on his live as recently today, actually.
Have you debated me though?
I have not debated you yet.
Okay. All right. Go back to what you originally said in the very first place. Restart from the very beginning. I wasn't paying attention. I apologize.
It's cool. Donald Trump is good, and I support him because of the big, beautiful bill, networking with country leaders, Drill Baby Drill. He's a good spokesperson for our economy. He's a great. He's good at giving speeches. He makes it flow. He's good at getting onto Russia, getting onto Egypt. He keeps the peace. And frankly, I don't think the Democrats have a good standing person to go against
in the
him.
name of preventing whale strikes. But you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than hitting a whale with your boat. There has only been, listen to this, one such whale killed off the coast of South Carolina in the last 50 years. But on the other hand, their windmills are causing whales to die in numbers never seen before. Nobody does anything about that. They're washing up on shore. I saw it this weekend. 3 of them came up. You wouldn't see it once a year. Now they're coming up on a weekly basis. The windmills are driving them crazy.
Did you do that on an accident?
So I think one area of mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests, and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay. It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Hey, well, I don't think science knows, actually.
Incredible.
Incredible.
What a great insert from the Donald Trump there.
I know, right?
What part do you like?
I think there's another question
I
you
bet
just
you
got
can keep
asked
going
here.
with.
Yeah, look at this.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here, days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
When you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here, days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at
I'm
Alligator
going to
Alcatraz.
spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. You know, my vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida. You know, pay a lot of tax, and a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons. But
yeah, what the fuck?
By the way, what was the original question?
Yeah, let's actually ask him that. What was the original question?
He just played back his favorite clips from Trump.
No, what was that question?
No, Elijah, what was the original question that news reporter asked him?
Oh, refresh me.
Wait, hold on. Donald Trump answered the question, correct? I mean, he answered it, so why can't you just use what Donald Trump said to extrapolate what the news reporter asked?
He played like 5 clips. I thought maybe he.
I'll play it one more time.
Okay.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here, days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
when you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here, days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm going to spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. You know, my vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida. You know, pay a lot of tax, and a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons, but one of them was taxes. The taxes are so high in New York, they're leaving. I don't know what New York's going to do about that, because some of the biggest, wealthiest people and some of the people that pay the most taxes of any people anywhere.
Okay.
What the fuck? What was the question?
Once again, what was the question?
Okay, so she asked, how long are I think she said Chinese going to be in Florida? Who was it? What group of people was she asking about?
Detainees.
Okay, detainees.
Chinese.
My bad. Hey, little bit off there. It's okay. So detainees. She asked, how long are the detainees going to be in Florida?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Like no, in like
What
in
was his
alligator
answer?
Alcatraz. And what was his answer?
His answer was fantastic. Right on the money, actually. And I'll tell you why. The world is watching. I don't know who else is
Yeah,
watching. It
and
might be
laughing.
Mexico. It might be China. But whoever is looking for that answer that reporter asked, he's the president. He doesn't have to let the public know every small detail, especially
So
about
why doesn't he
war.
just
He
say I'm
can't
not
tell you
gonna? So
everything
then
about
why doesn't he
war
just say I'm not gonna comment on that?
because then other world leaders will see that and go, okay, what is he hiding?
I just want to say, by the way,
Wouldn't
Parker,
they
I just
see
want to
this
say,
and be like, what is he hiding? Or like he's cognitively
I
incoherent?
listened to this guest on Dean's Live. This guest is either the best troll I've ever heard ever, or they are the most brain-rotted cult member I've ever heard. Because there is not a single thing that Donald Trump can do that will not make this person go, he's the greatest of all time, he's so great, like, I love him to death. Like, that clip you just listened to, how can you possibly believe that clip makes him look good? Like, just imagine if Joe Biden gave that clip. If Joe Biden gave that answer to a news reporter's question, you guys would be roasting him endlessly, saying that he needs to be in a
We'd
fucking
still
insane
be
asylum.
hearing about it. We'd still be seeing that
Yes,
clip.
I know.
That's
I
facts.
know.
That's facts. That's accurate.
Can you
I think the
imagine if
end
that
goal
happened
here-
with Joe Biden
We
on
need
the
to remind
campaign
ourselves-
trail? We would have been like,
We need to
Oh,
remind
fuck.
ourselves that Donald
I
Trump
would have
is
been
working.
crying.
We need to remind
we would have been
ourselves.
like, it's over.
We need to remind ourselves that Donald Trump is working all the time. Joe Biden was working all the time. Although Joe Biden practically died in office, Trump is still
What?
going.
Dude, no, listen.
Wait,
Trump is still going.
Trump works so much, he's at the golf course every day. Like what? I mean, yeah, you're right. Donald Trump works so much. He like goes in and then he flies to Bedminster or flies to Mar-a-Lago and he golfs. I mean, he works so much. He works on his golf swing. That's what he works on.
And
one of
that's
the
still
hardest
ass
working
cheeks,
men-
dude. Have
One
you
of the
seen him
hardest
golf?
working men-
Oh my god.
The senior executive officer at my work comes down to my office just to chat with me. I'll look at the time and an hour will go by. So yes, they have free time. They have people who do their jobs for them. That doesn't mean that they work.
Dude, there's
all the
no
time.
way this would have happened when Biden was president. Like, there's no way they would have said this.
If Joe Biden golfed as much as Donald Trump golfed, the right would have had a banner on Fox
You
News
wonder
that
why
said,
Joe Biden died
Joe
so
Biden
quickly, 'cause
golfing
he
for
didn't
the
have any
700th
hobbies.
time, spending taxpayer money.
Golf is probably the one thing that kept Donald Trump alive. He has hobbies.
Dude, this guy, you're right, man. He low-key
Yeah,
could
that's
be
the
like
one
the
bit of
best
exercise that he
troll
gets.
ever, dude. Dude, he's got hobbies, it's keeping him alive, okay? You know what? You're
Yeah.
right. Let me ask you this question. Let's see how far brain rotted you are. Would you vote for Donald Trump if he said he would date your 10-year-old daughter in 10 years?
No, I would not vote for him if he said that.
Okay, so what about if he said that to another person's daughter?
No, I would not vote for him if he said that.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
God.
Well, can I play a clip for you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
For sure.
Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Oops.
Oh man.
Oh
Different-
man, right.
Different times. I don't know how television was back then.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know you had a conniption over there. But, newsflash, times were different back then.
Yeah, no, that sound was me falling over because the amount of brain-rotted cultism that I'm hearing from you.
No, seriously,
Now, you listen
Matt, you
here.
literally
You
predicted it.
listen here.
He literally went from
I told you.
I would not support Donald Trump if that were true to right after hearing it being like, dude, it was a different time. What? I'm sorry. At what point in history was pedophilia okay?
It still is.
Let me re-ask the question. Let me re-ask the question. At what point in history, under your worldview, was pedophilia okay?
Pedophilia. is not.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was pedophilia. That was him saying to a fucking 5th grader that he's going to be dating her in 10 years.
Do you think
That's a
his
5th
friend
grader,
was
bro.
filming do you think his friend was filming him on a Snapchat video and sending it to a Snapchat story, or do you think that was on television?
This was 1982 television.
That was a candid mic, by the way, because that was him talking to a like a group of people, and they caught that off mic because it was caught off mic. So he said it not knowing that he was being recorded, which means that he actually meant what he said because he didn't know that he was being actually being recorded.
So Donald Trump should have lost his following on that television show right then and there. Am I right? Just the same way Justin Bieber should have lost all of his followers at the time that he
It wasn't a
went to jail.
television show. This only came out later. Like this was a candid or like a hot mic, so it only came out later.
The audacity that you have to say he should have not been supported then. Right then and there. They should have stopped supporting him. Hello? Who the fuck are you supporting? Who is what live are you on right now? Do you know where you are right now?
But do you know the example that I just gave you?
Are you
Justin
aware like
Bieber.
what you're currently doing in the moment that's currently going on?
Here's what I need to go ahead and get out. Donald Trump and all of Hollywood, you can't decipher the two. They are basically the same. And they will stay popular no matter what they do. Look at Diddy, look at the Epstein, and look at Justin Bieber.
Wait, I'm sorry.
You think Diddy and Epstein are popular?
That's nuts. By the way,
you know.
By the way, the examples you gave of Diddy and Epstein, they were friends with Trump. Trump said that Diddy was a great guy, and Epstein was Trump's best bud for 15 years.
I'm not going to sit here and argue that Trump is a good person. He's not a good person, but what he is he's a good leader.
What?
And I'm
In
not
what
gonna
way?
choose-
In what way is he a good leader? Please tell me.
He's great at talking with other leaders in other countries.
Who? Putin?
Joe Biden.
Putin? Zelensky? Who? Our allies?
Wait, did he just say Joe Biden?
The EU?
Vladimir Putin and the governor of North Korea. Donald Trump
The
stepped
governor.
foot into North Korea.
Parker,
Not the governor,
Parker,
but
there's a governor of North Korea.
Sorry, Kim Jong-un. I don't remember
The
Joe
governor.
Biden getting an
You know,
invitation.
yo,
I don't
North
remember
Korea
Joe
became a
Biden.
state. Chat. North Korea became a state. They joined the union.
I don't remember Joe Biden.
And the new governor.
Okay, all right.
We've annexed
all.
North Korea. We've annexed North Korea. We're deciding to keep around Kim Jong Un. I tell
it
you,
all out.
and he's gonna be the new governor.
He's the governor.
Okay, dude. Okay, so one, we got nothing with North Korea engaging with them. Two, Putin. Putin literally conned Trump into literally defunding Ukraine, and then literally got Trump to a situation where he realized he wasn't going to get any deal anyway, so he funded Ukraine again anyway. So he put us in a worse position and gave Putin more power.
I think it was just I've not looked into that situation at all.
Wait, then how can you claim that Trump is speaking well or on like good terms with Vladimir Putin when you don't know the circumstances of the last 6 months? This happened in the last 3 months. This is not like old news.
Well, I recently heard that he was upset at Vladimir because he turned his back on him, and now he's going back after Ukraine after he told.
Yes, that happened after he agreed with them and he cut funding to Ukraine after he had that kind of big baby meltdown in the Oval Office. And so for 3 months, they were without any funding, which allowed Russia then to gain a territorial advantage, which now they have the advantage in Ukraine. And so now Trump is all of a sudden he's pushing back because Vladimir Putin did exactly what we told him he would do. Everybody was saying he's not interested in peace. And Trump's like, no, we'll have a peace deal in 90 days. And then nothing came of it. And now all of a sudden he's actually believing it. And yet that whole state's going to lose now because of it. So where is the whole diplomatic big success story here? Because I don't see it.
Okay, well, Trump had to tell the public that good things were going to come of it. If he had not, then the public's going to, do something that we're not going to. He doesn't want to turn around and tell the people, hey, we're going to attack them right now. Okay, Russia, that's a big country. That's a big war that we're kind of putting ourselves into. We don't want to do that. So yes, Donald Trump, he backed out. and that's okay. Now we can't
Wait,
exactly
wait,
stop.
wait, and then he brought back the funding for Ukraine. So he got conned by Putin, essentially.
He
What I did with the
trusted
funding,
Putin.
he
tried
believed.
to make a deal with Putin, and Putin
And he
said
knew it
no.
would fail. I mean, no,
No.
Zelensky told
No.
him it was going to fail. The Democrats told him it was going to fail.
No. Vladimir Putin himself said he was not interested in peace unless it was on his terms. But yet Donald Trump, he said, like for the last 3 months, he said, Putin, I believe, wants peace. He wants peace. I know he wants peace. And every single time they said, I will not have peace unless we have our terms met, which means the complete conquering of Ukraine. Like that was his line, and Trump kept saying it. And then guess what? That whole deadline went and it's gone. And now all of a sudden, Ukraine is now in a worse position because of Donald Trump. That is bad diplomacy when everybody, plus all the people who knew about Ukraine, knew about Russia, knew Putin were saying, don't believe a word he says. And yet Donald Trump's like, no, I'm smarter than you. And then boom, now we're in this bad situation.
Rats. Darn. Do you have a better candidate other than Trump?
Yeah, Kamala Harris. Like that was that's one example.
Not. No, you do
any
not.
Democrat.
No, you do not. We are not putting that on. No, we're not putting her in the office.
That?
What do you mean that? What do you mean that?
What do you mean that?
My apologies. We're not going to put Kamala into office.
Why?
Kamala.
Why?
That was like a Freudian slip, by the way.
That was like crazy, dude.
She downright ignored the church. There was a comment at a debate, and she said, "Oh, you're with the church? Go ahead and go to the debate, the little debate down the road." And
No.
Ignore the
That's not-
church.
that's not-
Who
wait,
the
wait,
fuck
wait.
cares
Hold
about
on,
the
hold on.
church?
Matt,
Excuse you, sir.
Matt, you're making the wrong argument here.
Matt,
Listen,
you don't want to
hold
go
on.
there, Matt.
Dude, Elijah,
Hey.
shut the fuck up, Elijah. You are misrepresenting what happened. They were literally Trump supporters that were heckling the crowd, and Kamala Harris said to go to a Trump rally that was down the street. That's it. That's all it was. She wasn't responding to them saying Jesus Christ is Lord. She was responding to them heckling the crowd because they're Trump supporters.
Oh, okay.
But even if that was the case, politicians should not be telling other people about churches or anything.
Exactly.
My whole point was,
Totally
my
agree.
point was, I don't want a politician say anything about a church. So I don't care if Donald Trump says it, Joe Biden says it. I don't care who says it. They shouldn't be saying anything about a church. So, but yes, thank you, Parker, for bringing that in. My point was,
he needed to hear my point first, and then he could hear your point.
well, not just a point, because she didn't even say anything about a church in that clip. I don't remember. She said something about Jesus. So
Yeah, exactly.
it wasn't even about a church.
No,
So,
they
but
didn't.
them speaking about a church really doesn't matter here.
Well,
That
another
was my
stance
point.
that I have with why I don't want Kamala in Harris, or sorry, in office, is because she's the Democrats do not like the oil and gas industry.
Wait,
And
why?
I don't.
Why do we not like the oil and gas industry?
So I went to a big industry convention 2 years ago. Biden was in office, and I get up there. There's a strong speaker, and part of his PowerPoint, it showed that they had no government funding whatsoever from the Democratic Party.
So
In fact, they made a joke out of it at the convention.
So the Democratic Party isn't going to fund the fossil fuel industry.
No, not at all. And there's a
Good.
Dean. Hold on, Dean Withers. I brought that up to him, and he told me about a website where they are, giving to the oil and gas industry, and I'm thinking these numbers are
No,
false.
so he's giving you the Energy Information Administration, which is demonstrating that there was a greater level of domestic oil production at the time under the Biden-Harris administration comparative to the Trump administration prior. Not that they're giving massive fossil fuel subsidies and stuff like that, but I mean to some degree they are. It's not zero.
Okay. It could. Do you know what the game of Risk is?
The game of Risk. What do you mean?
The board game Risk.
No.
Okay, so when it comes to your turn, the board game has obviously moved around, and the things that you can do at that time, changes. So every 4 years, a president can only do so much about a certain situation, and so that might be part of it.
Can I ask you a question? And this, I have to
Yeah.
go after this. Would you
Okay,
vote for
got it.
Donald Trump if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Say that one more time.
Would you vote for Donald Trump if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
Would I vote for Donald Trump if I was sexually liable for something?
Would you vote for Donald Trump if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
He's a great leader, not a good person, but yeah, I would still vote for him. He's of Hollywood. He is of Hollywood. Hollywood is not of good people.
Would you vote for Donald Trump if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
Many people have done that in Hollywood already. They're still popular. He's still my president.
So if you knew he raped a child with Jeffrey Epstein and trafficked them with Jeffrey Epstein and was on the client list, would you still vote for him?
If there was viable proof of that, Kamala Harris would get my vote.
Okay. So would you vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump if he raped a child?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you vote for him if he were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
If there was proof
Held civilly liable.
of that. Is that the same thing?
Well, do you know what a civil court is? Like a jury of 9 people in a civil court determined based upon preponderance of evidence that Donald Trump sexually abused a child. In that certain scenario, would you vote for Donald Trump over Kamala Harris?
Sounds like the same thing. So yes, I would vote for Kamala Harris.
Okay, so would you vote for Kamala Harris if Donald Trump were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
If even, yeah. Yes.
So what is the relevant difference between the victim being a woman and the victim being a child that means you'd support him in one scenario but not the other?
There's no difference. There is no difference between the two. It's only that there's concrete proof, and it's like, look right there.
Both of them
It's like,
have the
dang.
same standard of evidence.
I mean, one party's saying something, the other party's saying something else.
No. You said that you would accept the civil case if the victim were a child, but you would not accept the civil case if the victim were an adult. In both scenarios, the standard of evidence is the same as it is the case that it's a civil court. So in both scenarios, if the standard of evidence is the same, what is the difference between these two scenarios? That means that in one scenario, you would vote for Donald Trump, and in the other scenario, you'd vote for Kamala Harris.
We're still not getting down to. Is it hard for you to say concrete proof of a video footage? Because two parties saying different things.
Hold up. I just want to make sure this point. There's no difference in standard of evidence. The only difference is the victim's age. What is the difference between the two scenarios? That means that in one scenario, you'd vote for Donald Trump, and the other scenario, you'd vote for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a fuck about Donald Trump's age. I would go for Kamala.
No, I meant the age of the victim.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so then if Donald Trump were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, then you would vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Donald Trump was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman. He was held civilly liable of sexually abusing, forcibly penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will, right? And held liable amongst a unanimous decision from 9 jurors, unanimously determining that Trump sexually abused E. Jean Carroll based upon preponderance of evidence. So based upon the set of reasoning I just provided to you, you would support Kamala Harris over Donald Trump.
That is correct.
Okay.
Let me look into that, and I will be open-minded to changing my vote.
For sure. I appreciate you coming up. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
I'm surprised that Dean didn't bring that up. You would think Dean would have brought that up.
I can't believe we got him. Let's go.
Yeah,
that
like if
was
he's actually
great.
being truthful,
That was
then
great. We love that. Because Dean said he'll bite any bullet. And I'm like, what is the hardest bullet I could give to bite for someone? That's the hardest bullet. That argument is the hardest bullet that someone could bite who's a Trump
Very
supporter,
interesting.
probably, like on the live, right? In the most clear, simple format, because it's so rhetorically understandable. Like, if it makes sense. That
If
argument
he's still
is very
watching,
easily
he should
understood.
come back. He should come back in like a week or so, like once he's looked into it, and tell us what he thinks.
Mhm.
Because if he's actually meant what he is saying, then he should change his mind.
Absolutely. Well, everyone, I actually do have to get off, y'all. I do have to get off. I really appreciate every single person coming on the stream today. I did have to have separated lives a little bit today. I'd really appreciate everyone to go like the stream on my YouTube and go check out the videos that I post on YouTube. I'm gonna say thank you to a few people real quick, but I really appreciate everyone so much. It was really cool seeing everyone. Alexandria, thank you so much for the $5. Michael with the $10. Deanna, thank you so much for the $5. Brian with the $2. Jolene, thank you so much for the $2. Amanda, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Patty, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Charles with the $5. Glenn, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Amanda with the $5. Iris, thank you for the $5. Jay with the $5. Justin, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Angie, thank you so much for the $11. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. I'm going to get off. I love y'all so much. Have a great night, everyone. Make sure to like the stream on YouTube. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. I think we only have like 1.2 thousand likes. So if you would like the stream, let's try to get to 2,000 likes. I would really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic. 4 girls as young as 15 years old. He wasn't a child. Why are you trying why are you trying to infantilize him to get him to avoid accountability?
Where are you getting? I never once said he was a child. I just asked you a simple question, and then you tried pivoting it and saying that I said he was a child. This is the third time you tried to do this, bud. I mean, you liberals are pretty good at that. I give you that part. I mean, y'all love pivoting, but you're not very, like, it goes off too far. If you just pivoted like a 16th of an inch, I know you probably don't know what that is, but, you know, you'd be all right. But y'all going too far with it, mate.
What was the pivot?
It was on one topic, you done jumped to another one, saying that I said that I said he was a kid. I never said that he was a kid.
Was that not an implication of what you were referencing? You were trying to infantilize Trump, compare him to a child in terms of like, would you hold someone accountable if they did something as a child? Obviously, we wouldn't apply the same accountability to children as we'd apply to grown adult men like Donald Trump that said that they're going to date 10-year-old girls in 10 years, right? Or, yeah, like, come on, please use your brain, man.
No, because I said that it was, how long ago was that? And then that's when I asked you, because you're not very old. That's why I just said, why, as if you was a kid, should you be held reliable for something that you did that long ago?
As a kid, I'm confused why you would bring up a kid. What's the point of relevance?
In your circumstance, because of how long ago it had been. It's been like 20, 30 years probably for him, right? I know you're not even that old, so it'd be like...
Should adult men be held accountable if they did something 30 years ago? Yes.
Why wasn't it brought up 30 years ago, though?
Because, or one, it was 23 years prior to the fact that she filed it. All right, and it is the case that specifically she didn't want her parents to have to go through specifically hearing this story. There's plenty of social stigma that exists within society, right, in which it is the case that women are not believed, which is exactly what you're perpetuating right now by engaging in this, even after the fact that there's a civil court that determined this. Appreciate the galaxy.
So wait 30 plus years, or?
Well, many victims take decades to come out. Well, I'm confused. Yeah. Do you not think that it's common for victims to take decades to come out?
Well, usually, I mean, in the right state of mind, I wouldn't think that it'd take that long. It's just kind of weird where it plays out. You know, you got to run for president, and now you have all these accusations.
Okay, so for most victims, or many victims, it is the case that it takes them decades to come out. It takes them a lot of time to come out, and they don't come out right away because of the social stigmatization in our society, right? Of people not believing women, right? Of not believing people who've been assaulted.
What are you drunk, man?
What's up?
Are you drunk?
Am I drunk? No.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I got you. All right, go ahead. My bad.
Why'd you ask me that?
Because I stuttered a couple of my words, and then you just did, so... You asked me if I was drunk, so I was just making sure he wasn't drunk.
It's not based on stuttering at all. It's based upon the way that you're referring to things and what you're saying. Right? Like that's how I would evaluate. I'm like, you're not making any sense. How did I not make sense? Yeah, I can't hear you right now.
Yep.
I hear you now. You got nothing?
What was it you brought up, bro?
What?
What What was it that you brought up?
What were we just talking about? Do you remember? It is 5 o'clock somewhere, I tell you.
I swear I'm not drunk, dude, but I forgot.
Well, that makes this worse, man. Well, then, this is you sober?
Not drunk, I guess you could say.
This is you sober?
I'm off that fucking... That Pinger, man.
Dude, I just want to let you know, I'm elevated right now, and you're getting dunked on. How does it feel, man? I'm as we speak, and you're getting absolutely dunked on.
Hey, add
Intellectually
Charlie
dog
Kirk in the
walked. How does that
chat,
feel,
man.
bud? What's that?
Add Charlie Kirk in the chat, bud.
Charlie, wait, say that one more time.
I said add Charlie Kirk in the chat, bud.
I would. He's not in the chat. He's scared to debate me.
All right, bro. You take it easy.
Run away. Disgusted veteran. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. Guest was horrible. Let's go on to the next person. Woot woot. Thank you so much for the galaxy. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kathy, thank you so much for the $100 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Kathy. Give me some W's for Kathy in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Kathy. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it, Kathy. W's for Kathy in the comment section right now, as well as Shirley. Thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. W's for Kathy in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Kathy. Seriously, W's for Kathy in the comments. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18. Yes,
your
I
birth year?
do support Donald Trump. 10/17/2006.
10/17/2006. Okay. And why do you support Donald Trump?
I
Is there
support
a
him
way you can go
because-
to a place with a little less wind? Is that possible?
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah.
Anyways, I support Donald Trump because he's done a lot for our country in and out of being president of the United States. As for things that he has done, I don't know specific things because I'm not like intellectually aligned with everything that he's done. But I will tell you that the things that he has done compared to the things that he has done for our presidency and for our economy has completely changed that outcome between people in this world and people not in this world. Are you understanding me? Do I need to
People
change?
not in this world?
Yeah.
What people are not in this world?
The ones that are dead.
Okay.
Like he didn't make things to kill people. He intentionally was trying to protect people.
Who? Trump?
Yes.
You said
he was
Trump?
trying to protect he's trying to protect our economy. As to other people in the society, they don't. Biden, he's killed thousands of people with just the needle that they chose for vaccination of the COVID-19.
Oh, okay. So you think that Joe Biden killed people by the vaccine? Okay, well, I have a question for you.
It wasn't him.
Well,
It wasn't him.
I
It
have a
was
question for you. Who did Operation Warp Speed?
Wasn't that Elon?
What? Elon? No, Operation Warp Speed was under Donald Trump's presidency, and it was fast-tracking the development of the vaccines. So that was actually under Trump's administration. It was something he advocated for. You know, that's literally going to mean that under your worldview, you think that Trump killed people, right?
Okay, yes, Trump has killed thousands of people, but for justice.
For justice? What do you mean? What? You're trolling,
Okay,
right?
so I'm
You're trolling. You know that vaccines
No.
are not... That's a ridiculous thing to say about vaccines. I just want to let you know.
I don't think the
Vaccine saves lives.
I don't think the vaccine was for killing people. I actually do believe he was trying to help people. If what you are saying is factually evidence, then yes, there's probably proven evidence to back up the reasoning on which
Yeah,
he
there's
was
a
using.
bibliography in my bio that's like 30 plus pages of straight peer-reviewed studies that show the effectiveness of just the COVID vaccines. I'm serious.
Right, and the COVID vaccine was distributed to humanity by Biden's administration, not by Trump's. That's what I'm saying.
But like the
Yes,
process
no,
was set up
listen,
by Trump's.
listen. No, yes, he was trying to set it up, and then that's where they came and ambushed his system and destroyed it, and then tried to kill off people, and then blame it on Trump.
What are you talking
That's
about?
what I'm trying to get at.
What are you talking? No one, dude. You think the vaccine was killing people?
Yes, sir.
What evidence do you have of this?
Did you not see the news articles of people dying from taking the freaking vaccine? Did you take it yourself?
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
You got paperwork?
Yeah.
I do not believe you, but I'm just
What do
gonna
you
let
mean you don't believe me? You don't believe that I got the vaccine? I did absolutely get the vaccine. And you got to be trolling at this point because the vaccine, right? There was so much evidence to indicate that it was safe and effective. You are literally just whipping shit out of your ass, saying that like there were mass people that died due to the vaccine. You understand that you can't mention a single person in America. Oh, he got removed for community guidelines. He can't mention a single person in America that he could specifically show a causal relation. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
And what's your birth year?
2006.
What month? Disgusting fucks. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. Marie, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's actually crazy that people still are anti-vax. It doesn't make any sense. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
25.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth? You said what's your birth year again?
2000.
Okay. Policy, thank you so much. I appreciate the $20 from the DNC. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So why do you? Oh, they just left. Troy, thank you so much. I appreciate the galaxy. Thank you. If you're Maga, type in the comment section right now. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. If you meet the set of criteria on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
07.
What month?
January.
07 January, and you're 19?
I said 18.
Okay, so why do you support Donald Trump? Why did he leave? What is going on right now? What's going on? If you're on YouTube, make sure to like that stream. It'll help get out to more people. If you're on TikTok, dude, tap that screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay, what's your birth year?
Sorry?
What's your birth year?
07.
And month?
January.
Okay, so why do you support Donald Trump?
I support him because of the border policies, and I'm also anti-vax.
The border policies, and you're anti-vax. Why are you anti-vax?
I'm anti-vax because I actually do know a few people that took the vaccine.
The COVID one?
And COVID. And
Who's whispering
he
into
didn't
your
die.
ear?
What?
Who's whispering into your ear?
I have a few friends next to me.
Yeah, I feel like they're trolling. I'm just gonna kick them. Coral, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Coral. It's how old are you?
Yo,
22.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, voted red down ballot. I'll talk to you before. You just don't remember me.
Okay.
Um,
I am just looking for people who have not been here yet. You know what? I should probably add that to my list. Have not been on yet. Should I add that to the list? One time only. There we go. We have to add it to the list. All right, there we are, everyone. There we are. Updated list. Look at that. Look at the updated list. How does everyone like it? Yo, what's up, how old are you?
I'm 21 from Utah, and I am about 5'11", sir.
Okay, why are you saying you're 5'11"? What's the point of it?
Well, I want to give you all the information, dog.
What's your social security number?
Listen, bro. Listen, dog. You're not that smart.
Okay. So why do you support Donald Trump?
Well, in all essence, dude, I have no support in the political system. So, I mean, if I have a choice and I have the ability to vote, then I'm going to look at both parties and I'm going to say who's a bitch, who's not. And then I'll vote for that person.
One, don't use that fucking terminology. That's disgusting as fuck, dude. That's actually
I
fucking
will.
disgusting. You will?
It's a very descriptive
Well, you
term.
will get the fuck off the stream. You will get the fuck off the stream. Taylor, thank you for the $20 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely fucking disgusting, dude. All right, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
No, but I love you. I just wanted to say that.
Appreciate you. Hey, everyone. Only send a guest request if you do meet this set of criteria on the screen. Please only send a guest request if you do support Donald Trump. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio as well as the description of the YouTube. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, good evening, America. I'm 20 years old and I'm 5'8". I have a question. I support Trump because I think he makes America
how old are
great.
you?
I'm 20.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, he's the best president there is. Let me ask you as well. Why?
Are you American? Because you said like "Hello, America."
Yes, I'm American. Yes.
Okay, what state do you live in?
Washington.
Washington. What time is it?
It's 8:40.
8:40. Really? In Washington?
Yes.
Really? Wow. On the West Coast, it's 8:40. Really? I mean, I'm on the West Coast right now, and it's 5:40. That's interesting. Maybe he's a time traveler, chat. You know what's up, how old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
2007.
What month?
March.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Chat. I said what state? Washington, D.C. is not a state.
Yes, it is, bro.
No, it's not. Do you want to make it a state?
No.
That's what I
No.
thought. Okay, so why do you support Donald Trump?
Actually, as long as Trump wants it, why do I support Donald Trump? Cause like, if you think about it, the amount of like criminals and pedophiles and rapists and shit that are coming in from Mexico, like Mexico only sends their worst people.
Oh,
and
okay,
Donald Trump taking care of it.
Oh, okay. So why specifically just Mexico?
No, what do you? Because I'm just using like a border like.
Why just Mexico? Why not other countries? Why not like Germany?
Okay, if I was talking about other countries, I would say that. I'm talking about Mexico right now. If Mexico brings
No,
like,
one, you were just saying Mexico. Two, as it relates to this, that's ridiculous for
How
you to
does
say
that
that
relate to
because
this?
you literally voted for a pedophile rapist.
no, what? No,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Mexico
literally. That's who you voted for.
Oh, Mexico, bro. Mexico only sends the worst people to America. Like no.
Okay.
Like some people try to flee it.
Are
but
you
Mexico
saying
purposely-
every? And by the way, Mexico isn't sending people. Are you saying everyone that is?
Yes, they are.
Are you
Look,
saying
see-
everyone that
see-
is from Mexico is a bad person?
No, I'm saying Mexico.
Are you saying most
sends
people who come
bad
from
people.
Mexico are bad people?
Yes, Mexico sends
really,
the bad
really?
people.
Oh, okay. So you're saying most people that come from Mexico are bad people? Can you give me
No,
any good
bro,
evidence of that?
No, bro, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. So then, wait, can you give me any evidence that Mexican immigrants specifically have a higher rate of crime?
Yeah, look it up on Google.
Yeah, where on Google? You know, Google's just a search engine.
Yeah, if you look it up on Google, it shows you like Google AI and shit.
Where?
like,
Where?
you know-
Where?
But okay, Google's not a book. No, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like,
I'm not finding your source, man.
Yeah, because it's not Google. That's some fucking random ass notebook.
Trust
you
me,
got
bro.
from
Trust
Target.
me, bro. That's your evidence. That's your source, bro. Thank you so much for the greeting heart. Trust
That's
me,
my-
please, please. Can you trust me, man? Man,
Hey, what
please,
did-
please Google AI, dude. Dude, look it up on Grok. Just ask Grok, bro. Ask a Grok. Where's the little crown, dude? Come on, listen to yourself right now. Actually provide
Well,
a source.
I was
Actually
talking-
provide some evidence. You know that you rely on sources and evidence and not just
Okay, well, I don't
saying,
have
"Look
three
it up,
monitors
bro."
in front of me.
What's up?
I don't have three monitors in front of me, telling me like I
I
can't.
don't
just look it
have
up
three
right now.
monitors either.
You had a whole gaming setup, bro. Yes, you do.
I don't have three monitors.
What you got? Two?
Yeah.
Okay,
One,
you can
two.
use one of them to look it up.
Well, how about you use your phone to go look it up, and I'll talk to other people.
Because I'm trying to debate you. What's the point of debating you?
Then
if I have to go-
provide some evidence. You can't just like come up here and say bullshit for no reason.
Okay, why don't
Call
you-
everything
why don't
else
you
fake
provide some
news, not
evidence?
accept it, and then provide no evidence yourself.
Never said fake news. Never said fake news.
Well, I have
Why don't you
a
provide
question.
some-
Do you have better evidence to accept what you're saying right now, or that E. Jean Carroll was sexually assaulted?
Like, what are you even talking
Do you have
about?
better?
Like,
do you have better?
no, that's the
I'm just
thing-
asking.
That's the thing with you liberals, bro. That's the thing with you liberals.
Oh, he can't
Y'all just be
respond to
cha-
this one. Look at that. He accepts
No,
this,
y'all
but he
just
has
be
less
changing the
evidence.
subject. Y'all just be
Way
changing the
less
subject.
evidence.
Okay, why don't you change the subject and then we can talk about something else? Since,
No, we
since-
don't have to change the subject. You should have addressed that specifically.
Okay, well, since you don't want to change the subject,
Which
the
has,
immigrant-
which has more evidence? The
Okay, I'm
one
not
you have
talking about that
nothing, no evidence for right now, right? Or the civil case where 9 jurors unanimously determined that Trump sexually abused E. Jean Carroll. Which one? Which one has better
I'm
reason
talking
to
about
believe it?
immigrants right now. I ain't talking about Eugene.
E. Jean. You don't even know her name.
Yeah, okay, sorry, I don't know her name. I'm talking about immigrants right now.
Yeah.
They-
and
the
you're
immigrants
not
come-
saying
the
anything
immigrants come-
intellectual.
they
You're
come
saying
across-
that immigrants specifically
yes,
coming
and
from
it's like you
Mexico
have-
are the worst of the worst. Yet it is the case. You have no evidence to indicate this. It's just straight bigotry. It's just straight xenophobia. Like that's all it is.
Man, you just saying all these big words. You don't even know what they mean.
Nice projection you got there, buddy. I do know what they mean. They,
No,
are,
no,
they
you
are
don't.
not big words either.
Anyway, back to the immigrants. Back to immigrants. They come into this country. They don't pay taxes. They don't.
Undocumented
they-
immigrants
they-
paid $100 billion in taxes in 2022. I just want to let you know that. 1, 2, as it relates to this, if you want undocumented immigrants to pay more in taxes, give them a pathway to citizenship where they don't have to leave the country. But maybe those were too big of words for you to
Yeah,
understand.
slow down.
Oh yeah, were they too big of words for you to understand?
No, they weren't.
Okay.
Wait, where do you live?
I live in LA.
That explains it. Yep.
What do you mean? I grew up in Iowa, bro.
You grew up in Iowa?
I grew up in a Christian conservative household in Iowa.
And so what changed you?
Facts, reality, evidence.
Facts and reality.
Yeah, critical thinking skills. Wow. Insane, right? Critical thinking, right? Compassion, empathy.
Compassion.
Honesty. That's something that led me to the position I am in right now.
What position are you in right now? You sit at home and debate people on TikTok Live for a living.
Yes, absolutely. And are you jealous?
If you get out into the real world and got a real job.
Real
and
job?
actually
Do you have a job?
Yes, I do.
What's your real job?
I work construction. I own a construction company.
Okay, you own a construction company, so you're self-employed, right?
Yes.
You know I'm self-employed too, right? So
Yeah.
do I have a job? Do I have a job? What's a real job? He got kicked for some reason. Okay, chat. I gotta hit a restart, everyone. That's 2 flags on the stream. I gotta hit a restart. I'm sorry, everyone. Everyone here on YouTube or TikTok, I mean, go over to YouTube. I'd really recommend to do that. We have to hit restarts every 2 flags. It's just unfortunate, but we have to do it. Maudie, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $4.20. Thank you so much. Type in the comment section when I hit a restart. Mary, thank you so much. I appreciate the $50 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Mary. Thank you. Max with the $2. Thank you so much. Max said for Sid to answer. Sid, if you're listening. Sophia, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. For my best friend Mia, please read this note. I got you. Ethan, thank you so much for the $10. Emily with the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Emily. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Good to see you, Emily. Let's go on. And thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. If you're 18 plus, if you're